and welcome to Vegetables Lollygagging. We're playing Delta Green. Sorry for the late start. We had some technical issues.
Hello.
Plotting
Sounded like
Ashley's
Deckard
death.
Cain.
What? Hello. Swear to me.
Your first hello
love
sounded
that.
like Deckard Cain.
Did it?
Hello.
Hello. No, I don't even remember what Deckard Cain sounds like. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So hi. We're here. Even Ashley, despite her
I'm
character,
also, yeah.
who the hell knows where she is? She just wandered off in the middle of nowhere. But we'll get to the summary in a moment. But we're Adventures Lollygagging. We play various games on the internet. We play on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Fridays, as you can see, are Delta Green nights. Saturdays, we've been playing Worlds Without Number. And Mondays, we've been alternating between Things from the Flood and Alien. Though this coming Monday, we have a small little schedule blip. We were planning on starting our new Alien chapter, but looks like we're going to have to postpone that, scheduling snafus during the summer a couple weeks. So we're probably going to throw up some kind of one-shot. So not sure yet what I'm doing, but it'll be something. So come back on Monday and you'll be surprised because I don't know what we're doing yet. But other things, Melissa and I, we have a special game this weekend as well. We're playing on ttrpg Theater. What is it? Sunday at Sunday. Oh man, was that like 2 Central, I think, 2 p.m. Central. Like it's an early afternoon game for us. So we'll tweet about it and you can come watching. We're playing Slay Industries. So it's the first time we've ever played that. Kind of a sci-fi cyberpunk horror type game, giving me vibes of like Running Man. So looking forward to that. Yeah. So enough of that. Why don't we go ahead?
Back here tomorrow for Worlds Without Number.
I already mentioned it. Catch up, Melissa. That's it. It's
We're
over.
just really excited.
I'm out.
I know.
Are you guys really excited? Okay. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun session. We get a new player in the game, so that's always nice to see. Always fun to have. Though he was talking a lot of shit about Ashley afterwards. It was really strange. I don't know what was going on.
It's pretty typical.
Speaking of Ashley, Ashley, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi,
and
I'm Ashley.
other stuff.
That's it. Just kidding.
That's it. I'm Ashley. There we go.
I'm playing Agent Chelsea. I don't really know what's going on with her right now. I was in jail, and then I got some evidence that was fabricated on my behalf. So I'm getting a man sent to jail. What else?
But he is a bad man, according to those files that you were given.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, it's cool.
Files can't be forged.
Definitely not. And then, this, marionette led me through, the jail, got me out, crashed its car into a building. I was trying to call Long's character at the Taco Bell drive-thru window.
You got an actual example of, ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. Oh god.
And now I'm trying to get to a hotel.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I actually get there.
I think we ended with you arriving at a hotel. I think you're good. I think you're at a hotel. So okay. And then Long, who are you? Who are you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing Vessel, once known as a hostage rescue of the FBI. No,
very good one.
Yeah, I've just been
totally never taken a hostage before yourself.
Yeah, of course not. Why would I do that? But yeah, pretty much just looking into this new case we have and finding all the weird things about it.
Yeah, how you feeling about it so far?
It's not making too much sense, but there's some connections here and there.
Okay.
And I've seen a little bit of the crazies Chelsea had because I was part of that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're I think you were the one. Okay, yeah, you didn't get arrested. You just got questioned by the police. That's right. Okay. Speaking of people being arrested. Hi, Derek. Who are you playing?
Hello. I play Agent Album, who's just a freelance physicist. And just a super conspiracy dude, and right now is currently trying to find a way to just have all the access he wants to a psych hospital that he's supposed to be chaperoned around.
if I recall correctly,
You abandoned them at the psych
Exactly. That's where I
hospital,
was
right?
going. That's where I was going.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I just took the vehicle because I had some items I needed to purchase and was just like, call me
Yeah.
when you need a
Went
ride.
to a
So,
Radio Shack, and you even did research. You're like, Jeff, there were Radio Shacks. I stand. Okay, thank you. You did your research. Okay, fair enough. And then finally, we have Melissa. Who are you?
So I am Agent Fawn. I am the historian archaeologist. As we discussed before the stream, the lowest SAN of anyone here. And there's so much to look into. So many options.
Yeah, you need to stop freaking out about everything.
Were you trying to fill because I was typing? You saw me typing. You're like, okay, I gotta fill. Let me talk slower. Fair enough. Okay. All right. I'm excited. I love Delta Green, but Delta Green gives me heart palpitations on so many levels. But I love this game. So let's dive in. Let's do the recap. What we're doing. If you're just tuning in for the first time, either in stream or if you're catching this later on VOD or YouTube, this is not our first session. We are in part 2 of a 4-part campaign. And we are dealing with 4 agents of Delta Green from various backgrounds who, in 1995, they were first called together on Operation Alice, where they were in New York investigating a missing young artist. Never found her, but they blew up a building, as one does, and kind of another. Weird stuff happened, and we'll tackle that when we need to. But then they kind of split up, and they didn't work together for a very long time. And then circumstances arose that 20 years later, 2015, they were all invited to the same birthday party in Boston, Massachusetts. They all attended, and they were activated for another Delta Green mission working together. Their handler's name of Agent Exeter, who has definitely raised the suspicions of the group as they tailed him back to his home. And at his home, weird stuff. He dressed in a ceremonial robe. He wears like a helmet, a mining helmet with a light on it. There's weird machine sounds. He dumped like automotive equipment in the backyard.
Mhm.
There was a woman up in the second floor who was like talking to nobody, and there was all past due bills and things. And you broke into his car and found these old files. Well, found the boxes for old files that were associated with that same case, that Abigail Wright case from 1995. Now, things happened that caused a couple of these folks to get caught up in the law. Album and Chelsea both got arrested for completely different things in a completely different area from one another, but at basically the exact same time. Album was able to get out pretty quickly because of it's just a criminal mischief charge, no big deal. Chelsea, however, had a bad day and a bad night in her hotel where a door appeared out of nowhere and some sort of figure stepped out of it, and she shot at that figure and then had a fugue state. And she ended up going to jail. She got stuck in jail for a while, and as she described,
Fully didn't almost drowned.
yeah,
Not at all.
almost drowned. Yeah, almost drowned. And then weird stuff happened. Do you remember the name of your lawyer who showed up? Lawyer?
Oh God, I have his card.
Hey, Diesel Shot. Hey, Chuck. What's going on, man?
I'm
Oh, boy.
panicking.
Nerds? Who are you calling a nerd? You're panicking. Alan B. Williams is his
my
name.
notes?
You have access
Thank
to
you.
the yeah. So this guy shows up and just like gives you stuff that gets you out, and so you start wandering around, and
But nobody's looking at me, Jeff.
no one's looking at you. He gets into like this really old car. He crashes the car, and turns out it wasn't him. It was just a marionette, a puppet. It was awesome.
No, it wasn't him who got in the car. It was this like officer in this really old timey.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Yeah.
uniform.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was misusing pronouns there. And so then you eventually wandered around. You got made fun of by a Bostonian kid who was riding a skateboard, and then you
Yep.
said weird stuff into a Taco Bell drive-thru. But then eventually you found a hotel. The first hotel you can find as you just wandered the streets of Boston alone because your phone was dead. And we'll say that you found a place, and you went inside. You asked for a charger. They had one. You plugged it in, and now you're taking a nap. The rest of you
Yep.
went over to the Dorchester house. Thank you for that money, Chuck. I appreciate that. You all get a reroll because Chuck just threw bits at us. so you guys, the rest of you went to the Dorchester house because your job, this gig, is to investigate 4 missing psychiatric patients. And so you went there, you sat down, you spoke with the head of the facility, Dr. Dallin. Then the head nurse gave you a tour of the facility. She never left your side. She made sure that you were kind of always in her eye line. You got this weird message on the wall of one of these patients that mentions Abigail Wright. You guys talked with the security orderly, Michael Devon, who was on duty that night when the patients went missing. And lo and behold, there were errors and the security cameras weren't working. You met a couple other people, a couple nurses, a couple orderlies. I think it was Fawn who grabbed a bunch of flyers for like support groups and stuff that she has in her hand. She's going to peruse at some point. And then as you guys were leaving, Album leaves, ditches you guys. He goes and buys some equipment at Radio Shack. Vessel and Fawn get brought to the front of this whole Dorchester facility by one of the orderlies, this guy named Bryce, who's been carrying around a gym bag and asking people if they lift, bro. And as Fawn was getting out, she's sitting there and she turns around as she's like stepping out of the vehicle, and she hears a little voice coming from the bag. And we're going to go ahead and pick up right there because why the hell not, right? So to paint the picture, it is basically sundown. It's like 6-ish, give or take. A little before, actually, because I think you guys left early. You guys are beyond the gates now. You're at like the security gate. So right out in front of the actual gate itself. So you're at the security booth. Vessel, you're out of the car. Fawn, you're mostly out of the car. And Bryce is doing one of those things where he's like, the door is open and he's still sort of sitting, but he's just leaning up on the hood and he's like talking to Vessel about what his bench numbers are. And that's when you hear it, Fawn. You hear her. Hello? Sir? Hello?
Hello?
What do you want to do?
Who? Wait. And I'm going to reach over toward the bag.
And as you do, Bryce will stop talking and look over to you like, hey, yo, privacy, please? Come on. Like, I invited you. Don't go rummaging around in my stuff, all right? Anyway, hey, man, it was good talking to you, you know? Don't skip leg day. And he kind of climbs back into the car and sort of tries to close the door. He reaches across to the passenger side where you're still standing in, Fawn, and he's trying to like, excuse me, as he's trying to close the door.
No. Hello?
So I really gotta go. Yeah, I've got like a gym date. So, yeah, see ya.
Do I hear anything? Like, I'm not exiting.
Okay, like he's getting a little uncomfortable. He's like, ma'am, please, like, I don't want to like turn this into a thing. Okay, I need to go. I got somewhere to be. I dropped you off. Just wait here. Okay, Frank at the gate. I'm sure he can call you a ride or something, a cab if you need one. But I gotta go. Please, can you step out?
I'll say hello one more time and see if I hear anything.
You don't hear anything. You're like, hello. Goodbye.
Fawn, is there a problem? Let's go.
I'm gonna get out and make a note of the license plate on the truck.
Of course, yeah, no problem. Oh my God, 2 people asking us if we want to be famous at the same time, but who do we pick? Which one of these do we
Tough
pick?
decisions.
Did somebody get one? I got the other. Did we just like team up? That's perfect, Ashley. High five. We both picked the different ones. Awesome. Okay. You make a note, no problem. Sure, it's easy enough. And he drives away, waves to the security guy, waves to you guys. But you and Vessel are standing there. I'm
going to tell
you guys
Vessel,
have some privacy. Security guy's in his booth.
I swear I heard a voice from the duffel bag, but then I didn't hear anything again.
Did I hear anything when that happened?
No, you were already outside the vehicle at that point, and it was almost like a whisper. It was like hello, like a really soft voice.
If we had a vehicle, we could follow this person. If only we had a vehicle.
Oh, he said he's going to the gym. He told me all about it. He's going to The heavyweights.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like he's good. There's a there's a Planet Fitness he's going to. We'll say. And Planet Fitness, if you'd like to sponsor the stream, you too, Taco Bell.
We can wait for Album. He can pick us up. We told him, by the way, right?
I was gonna say, did you guys called
Yeah.
Album?
We'll let him know. We need
Yeah,
to
that's
pick
fair. Okay. Album, roll a luck test. If it's if you succeed, we'll say you're less than 10 minutes away. If
I
you
think I
fail,
failed.
it's more like a 20 to 30 minute wait. And so he eventually shows up, no problem. Like it's just more of how long it took. And so he got there about 25 minutes or so after the guy is kind of long gone. But you get in the car, you see that there's a couple bags from Radio Shack in the back seat. But the three of you are in the car. Where are we going? What do we do?
Biz, Fawn wants to track the security guy.
Okay, where am I going?
I'll give directions to the nearest Planet Fitness.
Okay. I think it's a reasonable assumption to assume that you can look up local Planet Fitnesses.
Google that.
How about this? Just roll a luck test. Just roll a luck test. Like it's easy. I'm not going to make you roll a comp sci to Google
Success.
something. Okay. There's one not too far away, like 15 minutes away. As you pull into the parking lot, you can see that it's a little strip mall area. There's plenty of other stuff here, and
There's a vehicle there.
that's exactly what I was just going to point out. You do in fact see the Ford F-150 of Orderly Bryce.
I'd like to go over to the vehicle and see if the bag is still in the car.
Yeah, you look inside the car and you do not see it.
Album calls over to Fun. We've been in this situation once before. I want you to walk away from the vehicle.
You said you were looking for a duffel bag?
Yeah, the duffel that he's been like carrying around.
That's Bryce, by the way.
If it's inside, I could sneak into the lockers, maybe left it laying around.
I wouldn't be able to do that, but you might be able to. I mean, he was talking to you about working out, so you decided to take him up on his offer, maybe.
It's sunset, right? Or like getting night.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's past 6 because you guys waited around for a while for Album to show up, and then you drove over here. So, I mean, at this point, it's not. I would say almost 7.
All right. I'll let Album know what she heard. She wants to look into it. So
Would I be able to do any kind of check, Jeff, to see like the tone of the voice that was saying hello? Like it wasn't help, it was hello.
Yeah, it was just hello. Just like more like, hello, is anyone there? What are we doing?
Trying to see if it was like if it sounded scared, if it sounded like friendly.
I was looking at the Autobahn joke in chat.
I see.
I would say it didn't sound unfriendly, didn't sound scared. It was more just like inquisitive, like, is anyone there? Like, hello? Anyone there?
Was it creepy? Was it a little girl's voice?
It's Delta Green.
Hello? Is there anybody there?
I smell burning.
I smell fear.
Yeah, you got the sense. I would say you got the sense it was like a child's voice, female probably.
Oh goodness.
No, I mean it might not be, depending on how young. It could be a boy's voice.
Probably just a bag of holding that's got a person inside of it. Nothing unnatural there.
Suffocating.
I mean, it could be another marionette.
So Vessel, do you want to just run in and see if you can find anything in the bag, and Album can bring me up to speed on why he took off and what we're
yeah,
doing?
I'll see if I can find anything.
Okay. So Vessel, you're gonna go inside. The two of you are gonna stick in your car. You're gonna stay in the car, okay, and you're gonna go through whatever it is, fill each other in on whatever.
Can we roll to see if any of us have a Planet Fitness membership? Because I feel like that's probably going to be a problem.
I feel like Vessel, out of all of you guys, would have one.
Sure. Vessel, roll a luck test to see if you have a Planet Fitness membership. Oh, God.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to like stand there and like
God
pay for
Have
a
one.
membership.
You
I
do.
never canceled my one from 40 years ago.
You do, in fact, have one.
He's like,
Were they
this
even
is what
around
that
40?
$15 charge.
You put on some holiday pounds at the beginning of the year and you wanted to lose some weight, but you just never canceled, so you still have it. Sure, you do in fact have a Planet Fitness membership. No problem. Okay, so Caitlin says you could borrow his. He hasn't been using it. All right, so Fawn and Album, you hang out in the car. Is there anything in particular the two of you are doing in terms, like, if you're just chatting with each other, then just chat. But if there's like some sort of like on the phone research type thing you're doing, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just focus on Vessel.
Do you want to know where this? So Album's just gonna look at Fawn and say, "Do you want to know where this guy lives or something, or do you just want the bag?"
Just curious about the bag.
And what if we can't get it from him at this location?
I think we're gonna have to come back here at some point because we probably want to do a night shift observation, see what happens here at night. So we
At
may
Planet
go back
Fitness?
to the Dorchester. Sorry.
Oh, I'm like, hold on.
Sorry. The
Uh,
Dorchester. We'll probably have to go back to the Dorchester at some point.
Album will just look at Fawn and say, "What year is this F-150?"
It's recent, probably within the last 5 years.
Okay. Album will just say, "If I can get into the truck, I can probably, if it's got a map system built into it, I can probably figure out where his most frequent locations are."
Okay.
Up to you, Fawn. And then he also mentions, "Oh, by the way, I'm planning to get us access badges. That's what all the bags are in the back."
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Do we want to break into car 2 nights in a row?
Well, I have electric security systems. It's got to have an electric lock, so if I can get into it without setting the alarm off, doesn't look suspicious.
You guys tell me.
Sure, why not?
Okay. So the bigger, I don't have any doubt that Album can easily break in. With your, I've looked at your stats earlier when we were talking about what your plans were. You have crazy like comp sci, electronics, all sorts of stats. So I have no problem.
Trying to use my skills, yeah.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is whether you can do it without being detected, as you're in a strip mall parking lot, and there are other, and it's not like super late at night. It's only like 7-ish. So I think this is going to warrant a stealth test to see.
Oh, I just figured if you do the whole thing where you walk up with confidence, like, "Oh yeah, this is my truck," and then you just like do some skullduggery and you open the door and you're like, "Yeah, I had the keys right there."
Okay. All right. That's an interesting argument to make. I still think I'm going to want some kind of roll here. Let's just do...
What would that be?
Yeah, so I was wondering too. I was wondering if it's just a charisma test or something like that, just to
persuade, maybe, like putting on an act. It's the best I could do. Or
we'll take that. That's fine. We won't. Let's not get too caught on this.
Should I want to try an alertness test real quick to see like where cameras are and where people are.
Of course,
like,
yeah. Go ahead and roll it.
so,
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll it.
Okay,
Can
I
I-
succeeded on that.
Try
Okay.
to help.
You already succeeded, so I don't think an
Okay.
extra success. I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and roll it. If you crit succeeded, you might get something else. Okay.
I just
Um,
roll so that I can fail and try to keep getting better. a
Okay,
little bit
metagamer.
every session.
Oh no, that's some strat right
so
there.
metagaming
Can I just roll all of my skills right
Can
now?
I just do it really fast? Just can I do one of everything? Is now a good time to roll a heavy machinery test because
Jeff,
it's.
can I roll law, please?
Can I roll? Okay. All right. So yeah, you do in fact see cameras all around the parking lot. You can see that there's several cars here. There's like dozens of cars spread around the strip mall in front of various stores and businesses, etc. And you can see that there's a few of the businesses who actually have cameras like right outside their doors, but there's also security cameras on the parking lot itself. So you can see these tall these tall like lampposts and stuff, and at the very top of them there are security. So you would imagine the strip mall probably has its own local security booth somewhere.
Okay. Album will like he's just still sitting in the driver's seat and kind of like looking around the windows, and now he's like, huh, yeah, they got more cameras than I thought they would.
Do you think this is more trouble than it's worth?
Yeah, probably. If anything, I can try and just find out from the plate number where the vehicle's like registered to or whatnot. So Album will just like get on his phone and go that route.
Roll a comp sci.
You know, hack the DMV.
And you can take +20 on this, I think, because of all your other skills and things. And so, barring horrible rolling on your ball, like that one.
Why'd you have to say that?
We
Literally by 4.
We do have a reroll if you want to use that reroll.
I'll let the party decide. I don't want to take dibs on that so early.
Okay.
Oh, if you want to, go for it.
I got an 82.
I mean, what are the chances you fail that roll twice?
Roll in the 90s. Here we go.
Why must you tempt fate?
Because I'm a jerk.
My
I'm a bad
God.
person. Holy crap.
It's laughable how shit my luck is.
Holy. Oh my
So
goodness.
often the reroll is in the
95
90s.
is even worse.
It's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ, man.
I happened to be the other day, man. I rolled like a 92 and then a 98. It was pretty great.
Hey, you can improve your skill now.
It does not seem as though, yeah, it's true. It doesn't seem as though you're capable of finding. Like you get on your phone as best you can. If you have a laptop with you, maybe you bust a laptop out, do a little hotspot on your phone, and it doesn't. You're not. It's possible maybe the car's not in his name or whatever, but you just can't seem to track it. And because you don't necessarily have law enforcement connections, getting into any sort of local law enforcement isn't really working out. So. Might be able to try it again later at a different point, but currently, no, it's not working out for you.
Yeah, Album will just write down the plate number in his own phone for later.
Okay, so then, Vessel, you go inside. Go up to the counter. It's familiar. Planet Fitness. I'm going to say that there's maybe a dozen people here. You can see that there's probably half of them are on treadmills. The other half are milling about. Your alertness is high enough that you can very clearly see that orderly Richard Bryce is off in the corner working on. We're gonna say, I can't remember if I said he was doing leg day or not. We're gonna say he's working on his lats, and so he's on a machine.
He's not carrying his bag with them, right?
Your alertness is high enough that you would notice it on the ground near him. And what is Vessel dressed as right now, by the way, as he walks into the... Monday. I think it's Wednesday, actually.
I guess formal.
So you're wearing a suit? Okay, so you come in, you got a suit on, maybe a tie, maybe not. And the woman at the counter is like, can we help you, sir?
Yeah, I'm here to work out. Can I borrow the locker room?
Sure, of course. Do you have a membership with...
I do indeed.
Wow, that's just wonderful. Are you a regular here?
Oh, no, it's the first time I've been in this one.
Oh, that's fine. We'll take the member. No, it's fine, of course. In town on business, and just want to get the workout in. She's talking you up a little bit.
Yeah, you know it.
Then she's like, yes, I do. But yeah, she points you to the locker rooms. No problem.
I also just shove my outer coat, pants in a locker.
Okay, so you're walking around in
In a dress shirt.
boxers and a dress shirt.
I mean, he's in the locker room, so I mean,
Okay, so you've got
I'll see if I
boxers
can
and a
find
dress.
a spare pair of boxers lying around.
You want to find a spare pair of boxers?
For
I
the
gotta
gym
look like I'm
shorts?
going to the
I
gym.
think you mean gym shorts or something.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Go ahead. And
I'll see
roll-
if you wear someone else's boxers, it
goodness.
masks your tent.
Roll a search test. Oh my god, what is happening in this episode?
Ooh, I failed.
Okay, there's none. You don't see any. Everything's Everything's put away. You see like a little bin with some towels and stuff in it, but you don't see any clothes. There's other lockers here. You would imagine you could potentially bust into one and maybe find some stuff, but you don't find anything lying about.
I'll just make it a bit awkward and work out in dress pants.
Okay, so you got your dress pants on.
I realized you were actually going to work out.
You head out there and you start doing.
I'll try and partner up with this Bryce guy.
Okay.
Like, need a weight buddy.
So you come over to him and he's, oh, hey. What was your name again?
Xavier.
Right. Can you roll charisma times 5?
Oh god. Not charisma.
Just want to see what his general reaction. Oh god.
Oh.
You can see he's like, are you following me, man?
No, you just inspired me a bit about working out. I just haven't gone in a while.
Inspired you to? Okay. Well, hey, that weird partner of yours isn't here, is she?
Oh no, she's not with me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. You can tell he's a little cagey around you at this point. You can definitely tell from his body language. He kind of tenses up a little bit. He's like, well, I'm almost done. He's like, 75, 76. And then he lets go and he's like, all right. And he wipes it down because he's good like that. He's like, all right, all yours, man.
Yes, I'll play a role here and work out with him, but I want to try and look into this bag to see if I hear anything at all.
Okay. All right. You want to look into the bag?
First, I want to get if I hear anything, and then I'll catch him when he's not paying attention. See if I get a peek.
Okay. You do not hear anything. There are a bunch of people about talking here and there. You can hear like the music and stuff that's playing, like little kind of fairly faint like motivational nonsense, and you don't hear anything coming from the bag now. So I would like you to explain to me how you're going to go about getting into this bag, and whether or not you care about him seeing you or anything like that.
Maybe I'll even ask him for like an extra pair of shorts because I don't have any. Like, you got anything in there? Then I'll like start digging into it while he's doing like a workout.
Whoa, dude! What the hell, man? Like, no. What is with you and your partner going through my stuff, man? Like, hands off! What the hell? And he looks at you, and at this point, he's like, "No, I do not have other shorts. If I did have other shorts, I'm certainly not gonna lend them to you, man. Like, you're like breaking into my stuff and everything. Keep your space, man. That's your space. This is my space over here. I mean, it's not my space, but you know what I mean."
All right, this probably isn't worth the effort.
Okay.
Sounds a little crazy.
All right.
So I'll just finish the workout.
Okay.
Cool.
You still finish the workout. I love it. Okay. All right. Over the course of the workout, as you're kind of following around from machine to machine, like he's still a little like he's definitely a little like suspicious of you, and like he keeps, and you can tell that he's keeping the bag even closer to him now. Like he's like leaning it up against a leg or something like that when he's on a machine. He's always keeping it in eyesight when you're around. But at the same time, like yeah, you can be a spot partner. But eventually, like we'll say an hour goes by, and he finishes up. Meanwhile, Fawn and Album are outside, contemplating breaking in, searching some stuff, and eventually, you see him. He kind of goes to the locker room, kind of cleans up a little bit, constantly keeping the bag next to him, always keeping the bag next to him, wiping himself down. You notice that he never actually opens the bag at any point, never digs into anything. He's just constantly he's just wiping himself down, with like towels, throwing him in the bin. And he's like, all right, man, well, it was good working out with you, maybe try not being so weird next time, and we'll see you. And so he goes and he leaves. Presumably you're following when you're going outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave as well.
Okay. Fawn and Album, you see Bryce come out, carrying the bag over his shoulder, gets into his F-150. I'm assuming you guys didn't park right next to it, even though Ashley said that would be funny. I'm assuming you guys parked at, you guys know your tradecraft, and so you parked in such a way that you can easily see with him not necessarily seeing you, looking in the mirrors and stuff, checking your sight lines. And you see him get in. You see him put the bag in the back seat, and then you watch as moments later Vessel comes out, right as the F-150 is pulling out. Vessel gets in the car, and you see, looks like he's getting ready to turn onto a main street. What do you guys want to do?
Am I following him? I say to Fawn and Vessel.
Kept that thing like it was part of him, but he never opened it, and I didn't hear anything. So,
Vessel, you stink.
You do. He's right.
No roll needed. Yeah, let's give him a follow.
Okay. Who's
Album
driving?
will kind of look. Album's gonna look sheepishly and be like, "I don't know how to follow people without them knowing I'm gonna follow them."
I'll drive then.
Okay. So you quickly scoot over. Vessel gets in the car, stinking like crazy. Vessel, what is lower for you, your stealth or your drive?
Drive is lower.
Okay, roll that. Okay.
Ooh.
He's lower.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. And so you drive for a bit. This is more along the lines. This isn't about like you following him. It's just whether or not you can kind of keep track of him without him seeing you. And it is contested. That's what my hidden role was. So yeah, you drive around for a bit. You see, at a certain point, he stops. He kind of pulls into a neighborhood, maybe 10 minutes away. Pulls up alongside of a house. You guys have never been here before, never been in this neighborhood. And you can see that he waits around the truck for a little bit. I'll say it's about 15 minutes away, actually. He kind of drives south for a while. And he kind of gets out in this neighborhood. And he's got this, it doesn't look like particularly well-to-do neighborhood. You see, it looks like small houses here and there. But he gets out, and he's got his bag over his shoulder. And he starts walking up to the step, and you see an older woman step outside and kind of just give him a hug. Your alertness is high enough, Vessel, as you drive past, you hear out the window, like you get the sense he's like, "Hey Mom, sorry I stink. Can I use your shower?" It's like, "Sure, sweetie, no problem." And they go inside.
Make note of the address.
Sure.
Road, etc.
Okay. So Chelsea, I'm gonna say that you have taken an afternoon nap by the time you got to this hotel. You kind of in a daze, just walked into whatever hotel you could find. Did it have rooms? Yes, sure. They gave you a key, no problem. And maybe you even had the wherewithal to ask for a phone charger, which they gave you as well. And your phone is charged. You wake up. There is the correct number of doors. You still got, all of your jail clothes on. You don't have any of your other clothes from your previous hotel, the Best Western. All you have on you is your wallet, your phone. You don't have your gun anymore, and your phone is now charged. It's been about an hour and a half. We're gonna put it around 8 o'clock at night, 8:30, something like that. Is there anything in particular you would like to do?
Can I try and call Vessel?
Okay, you call Vessel. Vessel. It's at this point, as you're kind of like watching Bryce step into the house and the door close, your phone starts to vibrate against your sweaty thigh.
I'll check what it is and answer it.
Okay, so you pull it out, and oh god, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oops.
Sorry.
You
So you
retrieve
pull out your phone
phone.
out of your pant leg pocket, and it is Chelsea.
Hello?
Hi. and like you can hear Chelsea like rummaging in like the drawer next to the bedside because I'm trying to find some stationery to figure out where the hell I'm at.
Okay.
And she's
Yeah, you
Where are you?
find.
What's going on?
I rattle off the address of
Yeah.
wherever I'm at.
You're in a place called the Boxer Hotel. They give you an address. No problem.
Yeah. Do you think I don't have any of my stuff, but I'm out of jail? If you guys could come pick me up.
I'll let Album know that, and Fawn is here as well. Chelsea's been set free. It sounds like.
Thank goodness.
It was totally not weird at all. We'll talk more in person.
Yeah, just rest for the night. We'll pick you up in the morning.
You want me to stay here by myself at night?
No. And just give me the phone and I'll like Google map the address and
Okay.
get directions.
Yeah, no problem. While you're doing that, Vessel, your alertness is super high. What's your alertness, Album?
53.
That's actually pretty good too. You would notice this as well. You see a couple lights go on in the house, and you can see that like he walks across. Like you can see him like in the open window. She hasn't closed her curtains. She's in the process of doing so. You see him like kind of walk across, and you see another kind of through the window. You see a light go on. It looks like probably like a hallway bathroom. He drops the bag off in like a different room, and then like closes the door on the bathroom. So like you can, and all of a sudden the curtains start closing.
All right, there's an opportunity. I just noticed. No time to talk.
I love it. Okay.
Opportunity for
You want to know what's in this bag? I'm gonna find out for you.
Please elaborate how.
I'm gonna come in, maybe as a friend, acquaintance, working at the same place, the Dorchesters. Got a friend, this mom of his.
Is that what you do? Do you go to the front door?
Yeah, he's in the bathroom, so
Okay. You go to the front door, you knock on it. Door opens up, you see this old woman. Can I help you? Oh,
Hi, Mrs. What is his last name? Bryce.
Bryce.
Bryce. This is Bryce.
Yes. Do I know you, sir?
I don't think we've met, but I'm a friend of Richard's.
You're a friend of my son's?
Yeah, we recently got acquainted at his workplace.
Oh, you work at the hospital too? Oh,
Yeah.
That's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay. Roll a persuasion. I'm gonna give you plus 20 because you referenced her name and because of the fact that you referenced the workplace.
Plus 20 on this. Success.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's one. He just stepped into the shower. We're gonna have dinner. Are you hungry? You can stay for dinner if you like. I'm
Sure. I'll stay by.
Oh, wonderful. I'm making pork chops. Do you like pork chops?
Oh, who doesn't?
You know, so many people these days with the veganism and the vegetarianism. I'm sorry. I'm an old-fashioned gal. I just like a nice pork chop. Anyway, come on in. So are you a doctor too? Do you also help them?
Oh yeah, I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. Oh. How's it? You know, do you like? Is my doctor's son? Is he good to you? Does he? You know, does he treat you right?
Sorry, would you say? I didn't understand.
She thinks she's under the impression that her son's a doctor.
Oh. Okay.
Aren't you kind of old to be a nurse? I mean, my son, such a brilliant mind, so young and a doctor already. Like,
Oh yes, he treats us quite well.
Well, he'll be out of the bathrooms. Can I get you something to drink? Go ahead, have a seat. I gotta get to the pork chops. They're on.
Sure.
And she's
I'll take a drink and then I'll try to sneak my way to this
Okay.
room that I saw drop off.
like, all I got is the natty light. Is the natty light okay? Or water? You want some water?
I'll take the light.
Okay, so she brings you a natty light. And then she's like, okay, just sit down. Just the Jeopardy's coming on soon if you want. We love watching Jeopardy together. And then she goes back into the kitchen. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak and find this bag as fast as possible.
Okay. All right. So you wander over. I'm not going to have you roll a sneak just because I feel like you're in the house and she's not paying attention. You go over and you can definitely see that he's still got a bedroom here. Like it's not like it's like some of his trophies and things are still on the wall. Like wrestling trophies and football trophies and such, and it's like she's kept it there for it's like almost not like a shrine, but like she's kind of kept it intact like a proud mother will do. And you can hear the shower going on, and he's just like, and you can faintly hear he's like singing a little bit. He's like like I don't know, humming some kind of nonsense. And you can see sitting on the bed of his in his bedroom is the bag.
I'm gonna go to it, open it up.
You can go to it and you're going to open it up. You go to it and you open it up. You look inside.
It's going to be like that scene from Harry Potter where he opens the golden egg and it screams.
As you open the bag, you're hit by this sort of dank, dry smell, and like almost like flakes of dust just sort of erupt out a bit and are kind of cough a bit. And as you look down, you see a mummified body. I need you to roll sand.
Oh,
you see
boy.
what looks like old clothes that have been long dried and decayed. You see bits of bone that are kind of emerging out from underneath a dried layer of tissue and then a dried layer of clothing. The body itself is quite small, barely fits into the bag, and there's no way anything but a child could be in here. And so, how'd you do on that?
Oh, I failed the
Roll the d6, please.
6. 1.
Wow, you take 1 point from violence. 1 point of sanity damage from violence. As you can tell, just looking at this, like this is a dead child, long mummified.
Take a quick picture of it.
Okay. Take a picture of it.
Hello to it. Response at all.
Does not seem to respond.
Take it and run.
Don't know if I want it. I'm just gonna close it back up and dip.
Okay. You close it back up. You go back out into the room. Into the living room.
Go out the front.
Okay.
Let them know I forgot something. I'll be back.
Okay, no problem, sweet. If you need anything, just let me know. I've got a full fridge. It's just fine. And at that point, you hear the shower stop. And then you open the door and you leave.
Run back to the cars. I got the picture. Let's get out of here. Wait, I'm driving.
You rip Album out of the vehicle, throw him to the street. As he comes back, you guys notice that like he's kind of got a look in his face, like his hands are shaking a little bit. Like it was a hell of a sight. Like even for you, like you've been in the FBI for a long time, recently retired, and like this, it's just not a good sight. The body of a child.
I don't know what to expect, but here it is.
You show it to Fawn. Fawn, I need you to go ahead and roll sand.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And that's a fail.
All right, Fawn, roll a d4.
One.
You take 1 point of sanity damage from unnatural. You are certain you heard a child's voice speaking to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he opens the bag. He takes a picture. So either Vessel's playing a horrible prank on you, or something terrible is going on and kind of messing with you. So the two of you are freaking out a bit. Album, why don't you go ahead and roll in as well? But like, this is going to be, just at seeing the picture of this, you're okay. You're holding it together.
Album's like, eh.
Oh, jeez.
No, not really, not really.
Yeah, he's like, I've been on the dark web. I've seen things. I've got a Tor browser. Okay. So you guys are out on. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. You're out on the street. You can see he's out of the shower, like through the kind of the curtain, still a little bit ajar, and you can see.
Vessel, did you tell us to take off when you came out?
Oh, I'm driving.
Yeah, you're right. So you guys take off. No problem.
Okay.
All right, where are you guys going to?
I've pulled up the directions to
Okay.
The Boxer Hotel.
Sure. And I'm sure you chat a little bit along the way, but just for the sake of getting everyone into the game, eventually you arrive. Chelsea, you figure out you're on the 6th floor, and they come find you. So you guys, I'm assuming you're all in her room or something like that. Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you guys go into her room. We'll just fast forward a little bit so everyone's together, and we'll put it at this point like 9 at night between all the adventures that have happened. And so you guys are exhausted. I do want to point out that I don't think anyone had like a really good night's sleep.
Nope.
So everyone is
4 WP.
Yeah, so everyone is feeling pretty rough and ragged at this point, even if you didn't spend the night in jail. Vessel, you were up really late. Album, you slept, but you're sleeping in jail here and there. And Fawn, you were out late by Exeter's, and then your own sleeping condition is keeping you from. So all of you are probably a little bit ill-tempered and a little bit short-tempered at this point. Kind of like it's been a weird day for everybody, some more than others. But what's on everyone's mind? How everyone's feeling, and what are we doing?
Pretty much consolidating all the things we found, coming up with other ways to approach it.
Is this a 1-bedroom hotel room?
We'll say there's a double, like there's 2 beds in here.
Album's just gonna dump all the electronics onto the table that he bought, and then he's just gonna like lay on one of the beds and say, "Are we all just crashing together tonight?"
It's fine with me, I guess.
Yeah. That'll, as long as I'm not by myself, that would be great.
Okay. All right. Is there anything anyone wants to try to accomplish tonight, or is everyone just
Not
try
tonight.
to crash?
No.
Okay.
It's been,
Yeah,
it's been a
Album's gonna
bad
try
day.
it. He's gonna try in the morning after he slept, so he doesn't lose more willpower.
Yeah. The other thing I should say is I think there's a rule, by the way, for like if you don't take sort of like where if you don't get rest like after you've suffered like sanity loss or something like that, then that can kind of trigger some things too. So why doesn't so if you guys are just sleeping, Fawn, why don't you go ahead and do your sleep disorder roll?
Oh no.
And unfortunately, you toss and turn the night. Whoever's in the bed with you, fortunately, is a heavier sleeper than you.
I have now had 2 nights in a row not getting.
So you wake up in the morning, you see that Fawn's already up, kind of like this 100-yard stare out the window. She's got big old dark rings underneath her eyes. What do you guys want to do?
Album will kind of walk up to Fawn and say, "Do you want me to go and pick you up a sedative?"
I mean, I should have done that last night, but at this point, if anybody has any like caffeine pills or anything, I think that's what I need. I'm not a smoker, but I think you can take like caffeine pills or something.
Right. So basically, you're exhausted, and I think sleeplessness, exhausted. So you can do if you want to kind of. Let me see here. So you're exhausted. You lose 1d6 first of all. So suffer 1d6 willpower. So roll that.
What happens if I lose all my willpower?
Basically, you're out.
Well,
Yeah.
I only had 4 willpower and I rolled a 5.
Okay. So like at this point, you have so when you hit 0 HP, you lose control. This looks different depending on the situation. This could be
WP?
sobbing. Willpower, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sobbing, lashing out wildly, fainting. I get control of your agent until your willpower returns to 1 or higher. Agents with 0 willpower cannot succeed at any test, including sanity tests. Sooner or later, the agent falls asleep enough to regain willpower. So here's what I'm going to say is that when you guys all wake up, you can see Fawn is literally in the corner of the room, and she has in her lap, she has taken the clock. Like there was an alarm clock in here. It was one of those old like full travel alarm clocks with a tick 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 tick. It wasn't one of those alarm, it wasn't a digital alarm clock, and she has taken it apart, and she's just sort of playing around with the different gears and springs and stuff that were inside, and you can see that there's just tears coming down her face. And maybe one or two of you say something to her, and when you do, she snaps at you like crazy, like Fawn, can we get you something? Shut up! Snaps at you like Melissa snaps at me all the time. You get the sense that she's just, give her some time.
Okay, well, maybe while she gets her time, that's when they're catching me up with everything that I've missed out on.
Yeah, could be a bit compromised with the security guard guy, since he for sure knows I was in his house.
At this, so you followed him to the gym and then to his house?
And then went inside, it sounds like.
Yeah, we found something crazy. No idea if it relates to anything, but it's not making any sense right now.
There was a
Okay.
child bag.
Child in a bag, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I said, a child bag.
Like a baby Bjorn.
Album doesn't get the reference, neither does
Yeah,
Derek, though.
It's like a thing you can strap your kids on. Like a backpack.
It's a backpack, but usually it's in the front.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, Album's like, no, like a bag with a child stuffed in it.
When I played in a DCC game with Chuck over on the Goodman Games channel, I carried around a golden retriever and a baby Bjorn that may or may not have been an elder god. Probably
it
was.
definitely
things
was an
happen.
older god.
Yeah. So it was dogs, I thought. So anyway, you like Fawn is just like, you can tell that she's going to be out of commission for a bit. So like you guys have time to do stuff. It's just a question of what do you want to do.
Yes, we have go over a little bit of the plans, the evidence we found. I'll draw out these symbols that I saw Timothy on his journal for if Chelsea's up to see him or look at him.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Proper dogs. All right. So he why don't you go ahead and roll like an int times 5 or whatever, just to see how accurate you can draw the symbols. Okay. You draw them. Chelsea, you're looking at him for a bit. You're watching him draw these things on the stationery provided by the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't recognize the specific seals, but you get the gist of what he's drawing. Like, you think he might have gotten a few things wrong here or there. Like, I don't know. I don't think Chelsea has them memorized, like every single seal memorized and every single name of them. But you have the book, and you know enough to know that these are the same kind of style as the seals that you've seen during your demonology research.
Okay.
But because he's done a pretty poor job of drawing them, you can't identify which specific demons.
Okay.
But at the same time, Bessel, you saw several, and it was difficult for you to kind of make out like a specific symbol, but you got the sense that you knew what they were.
Okay.
What do they mean?
Well, I mean, they're probably demonic, but I don't know if you drew them correctly. Because none of these are anything in particular, but like I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, you're confident he's intending to draw demonological symbols. He's just hasn't done a good enough job for you to identify which specific demons, because there's quite a few.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably best that you're not just going around drawing actual demonic symbols. So,
Right. I think we also know, or somebody told Fawn, what was it? Or somebody said they don't exist yet. I forgot who said that.
Yeah,
missing patients.
that was one of the patients. That was Bale, the guy you were talking to actually. He said that
right.
the reason, Timothy Bale, the reason you couldn't, the reason they were gone is because they hadn't existed yet. But he didn't seem too concerned by it. Because you guys spoke at length to Ed Myler Weist and Timothy Bale. Those were the two patients that you spoke with. You also saw David Langford, though you got into some trouble with. That was the first time you saw any emotion come out of the head nurse, and she was pretty angry and a little vicious. But other than that, she was like all smiles and helpfulness until that time when you kind of like pissed him off, and he like kind of flipped out at seeing and like hearing you guys reference stuff from 1995.
Called him David.
Called him David, exactly.
So I'll let you guys know what I want to go into next is pretty much looking into these addresses they have listed and the emergency contact, see if they know anything about them.
Okay. I don't have my computer or anything. Otherwise, I could try and look them up.
Album can hand over his laptop and just kind of say like, "Here, you can use mine."
Yeah. Then I just want to do a cursory search to see, like, what pops up when I type in those names and addresses. Like, get some maps.
Okay.
If there's any like profiles attached to it, etc.
So you're looking up the emergency contacts, or you're looking at the patient files again? Are you like searching for the patients again? Because that's something that you and Vessel did the first night in the
Vessel
restaurant.
said emergency contacts, right?
Okay, so you're just all you have are like phone numbers and names for emergency contacts.
Also the address, right?
Sure, we can see addresses too. Okay, all of the phone numbers that are in the files for these patients, I mean, all of the numbers are different states, basically. You can see that there's one New Jersey, one's DC, one's Pennsylvania, and one is Georgia. So you got Atlanta, Philly, Washington, D.C., and New Jersey, Pleasantville, New Jersey. The Thomas Howe, you get a number for his mother, apparently. Her name's Evelyn. You have the phone number. Are you calling it, or are you just like Google searching stuff? Tri-state area.
I want to call it.
Okay.
After, yeah.
Yeah. So you call the number, and it rings, and eventually you get a answering machine that describes a place that is a pizza joint called Pop's Pizzas, but apparently they're not open yet, and gives you their working hours, and they don't open until 11 a.m.
Chelsea, can you cross-reference this? This number's a pizza parlor.
Sure. Yeah, let me Google it.
You Google it up, and you do in fact find a website for a Pop's Pizza in Pleasantville, New Jersey, at 202 East Greenfield Ave, and you get a phone number, and that phone number is the exact one that you have in this missing patient file.
So then before we call the other ones, I'm going to Google them to see if there are other like fake phone number or not. I mean, it's a real phone number, but it's not like for the actual person.
Sure. Yeah, you get a phone number, you call, like you Google the one in DC. Doesn't seem to be a commercial number. Looks to be like an unlisted like number. It could be a cell phone number. You're not really sure. You look up the one for Cal Diasa. You're looking for Stephen Diasa, who's the son of whoever Cal is. That's the one in Philly. Do the same thing. Looks to be unlisted. And then you do the same thing for Charles Billabas, who's the spouse of Ray Billabas, who's the missing agent or missing what's the word am I thinking about? Patient. There we go. So go ahead and you do that as well. And it's the same thing, kind of it looks like this time it's a commercial number for like some kind of convenience store. You take a look. It just looks to be a racetrack gas station.
Would I recognize this as like a Delta Green like interference?
Interference? What do you mean by that?
Like, part of like their cover is they have emergency contacts, but they're not actual emergency contacts.
I don't think you have enough to go on, really.
Okay. Can I try and call one of the unlisted numbers?
Yeah. So yeah, you just pop in, call Philly really quick, and phone rings and rings and rings. Eventually, it comes to a voicemail, and it just says, and it doesn't give a name. Automated. The user of this number is unavailable. Please leave a message. And then it goes to the inbox, and you hear a beep. Inbox is full. And so it doesn't even give you the option to leave a message.
Okay. So I call the other one.
Okay. So you call that one up. Rings, rings, and rings, and rings, and rings, and rings, and never stops ringing.
Album being in the vicinity and hearing all of this going on, it's just going to kind of pipe up and say, there's a very good chance that these aren't their real names and this is just their agent name. And I'm just going to kind of look at Chelsea and Vessel with like that, like the same thing we probably do.
I mean, highly likely, but
Try looking into the history of Thomas Howe, see if the FBI has any record of a person.
I'm retired and I have no longer have FBI access.
I'm also
Nobody
retired,
does.
but
You guys don't have any contacts left?
could ring the office. Maybe I got a friend.
Yeah, you guys, it's perfectly fine to say you still have contacts, and then it's just a roll. Just like a roll. Could be a law roll, could be a bureaucracy roll, could be just a persuasion roll. There's a lot of different things. Depends on what you want to do with it.
Sure, I can. Let's see. A couple people here are listed at FBI. See if I can call somebody.
Okay. Who are you trying to call? Give me a name.
Yeah, I'm going to call Jerry Barks.
Okay. Jerry Barks. It's like Garcia? Tom? All right, so you called Jerry Barks at the outside of the Vegas branch, field office, I should say, the FBI. Okay. You get a guy. He's like, "This is Special Agent Barks. Can I help you?"
Barks is Vessel. You do me a favor.
Vessel, how the hell are you, man? How's retirement life?
That's wonderful. Good,
Yeah?
nice, quiet place.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I keep meaning to come by, I just I don't know, man. It just, a little you know how it is. You just get, what the caseload just gets to you and everything. But yeah, man, like we should hang out, man. We should get a drink. Yeah. Or maybe you don't like getting drinks anymore because it's all you ever do. Man, I don't know. Like, do you play golf or something? You're retired, right? Retired people play golf, right?
Yeah, I can get into that a bit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, man. What you need? What's going on?
Can you check out these names for me? See if they're in the FBI at all. Give them Thomas who?
Thomas Howe?
How?
You want me to run names for you? Dude, I thought you were retired.
It's a special situation.
You never really retire.
Can you, what's this about? Is this, this exactly, there's not exactly, procedure here, just me running through the names for the FBI database, Can you maybe tell me a little bit about what this is about?
Do you want to know, or is it something to cover your ass with?
All right, that's a fair point. Roll persuasion plus 20.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's a good. Hey, but listen, you know, I need an excuse, something. You know what? I'll make it up. Don't worry about it. I'll make it up. So if there's anything, any kind of blowback or anything, this isn't like your girlfriend's other man or something, is it? Like this isn't
Not
like
at
some
all.
kind of
Nothing
love triangle.
petty.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Hey, can I put you on hold?
Yeah, I got.
He goes. He puts you on hold, and he's just doing a cursory check, etc., etc. All you really had is a name and a phone number. You didn't have you don't have anything else. You don't have any kind of social security number or anything like that. You do.
Date of birth, helpful.
You gave him basically everything that was in the file, but the files didn't have like social security numbers or anything like that. And eventually he gets back on the line. He's like, yeah, Thomas Howe, Pleasantville, New Jersey. Yeah, just seems to be I don't know, man. Looks like he was one of ours, apparently. Yeah, I can't really find much info on him. But yeah, apparently he worked. It looks like he worked out in New Jersey. Yeah, he's been in the in the bureau for 20 years. It looks like. Why are you looking up other FBI agents, man?
I told you.
Yeah, but that's when I thought it was just you're just looking up some punk at your bar. Like I don't know if I feel too comfortable about this. I don't know. He's just a piece of pencil pusher. He's he's not out in the field. Just sits in a cubicle. It looks like he's just I don't know accounts analysis or something.
I don't know how deep it goes, but like any of his last jobs he's done, this works maybe.
No, nothing here. I mean, like I don't know whether he's got no commendations. No, I mean he's there's just
Any other contact maybe.
I mean, I got a supervisor.
All right, I'll take anything.
Yeah. So let's see. And he gives you the numbers. Like, yeah, it's 609-989-82564, extension 37. Carolyn Fenn is her name. Listen, man. Just be careful how much you go snooping around your own. This isn't gonna look good.
Hear you. Let you know how it turns out.
All right, man. Listen, yeah. Hey, maybe this weekend, you and me, hit the driving range. How's that sound?
This weekend, I'm kind of out of town. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, you just call up your old friend just to, yeah, okay, I see how it is. Nah, I'm just busting your chops. It's fine. Yeah, call me when you get back in town. We'll, yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, Jared.
And so he hangs up the phone. Okay.
That's all I got out of it. He's in the system.
And like while you're going through that, I'm reading through like whatever notes or files you guys were able to collect, and I'm just kind of waiting for Fawn to like snap out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say at a certain point she gets up and leaves.
Yeah, I was gonna say like when you guys were talking so much, like she was just gonna like go in the bathroom and slam the door and just like kind of like hang out in there.
Yeah,
like too much noise.
I think maybe it's better for you to just leave. Like
Okay.
you just slam the door, maybe you go down the lounge, or maybe you just go for a walk or whatever. Maybe you just go get your own room, something like that, just to be like, I can't be near these people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Weird.
All right, now what would you guys like to do?
So while they were doing that, Album's gonna want to. So when he bought the burner phone and all of that stuff, he's gonna want to set up. He's gonna want to set up the burner phone, and try and get the RFID reader that he bought to like connect to the phone and get power from it, and then also like receive if you were to scan something on there, to be able to scan the information.
Yeah, you're just building your device basically.
Right.
Okay. Roll your electronics test, because you have your craft electronics. You can go ahead and
Oh,
roll
okay.
that.
So roll the microelectronics one.
No, you don't have to do the micro one. You can do the other one. The one that you
Okay.
did your home scene for.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
My gosh.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, all my plans I come up with are just
No, you put it together. It's fine.
Okay.
No, that's totally fine. It's definitely gonna work. I'll say this. You piece it together. Somewhere along the way, like you bust the burner phone. Like it's like the burner phone. Like you kind of you're kind of messing around with it, and like you're trying to like adhere something and bend, and then all of a sudden you just hear a crack and a snap, and you're like, God damn it! And so you got to go out and get another one.
Right.
Yeah. Your electronics and stuff is so high that it's less of a case of like whether or not you succeed at doing it. It's just whether or not like there's a small little complication or a wrinkle. And since this is the only one, like you're gonna have to go all the way back out and get another one. It's gonna waste time basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Midday. I'm assuming you guys are getting food from time to time, calling in some sort of delivery service or whatever. What do you guys want to do?
Well, these are kind of dead. The only other thing we found out is this Bryce guy, this doll, this kid, mummified. That's not right.
I mean, that's definitely weird, but I don't know how much that pertains. Chelsea's really interested in reading those, both of those guys' notebooks, but I know that they didn't let you guys read them.
Yeah, all I caught with those symbols.
Album's just not adding anything to the conversation. Album's gonna be like, wouldn't it be funny if that wasn't actually Bryce you were working out with, and it's just some like demon wearing his skin, and Bryce is in the bag? And then that's when he breaks the phone. He's like, God damn it.
Okay. And is that when you leave and go get something else?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you
he'll
go and
like
you
a
spend a
Walmart or
couple
whatever.
hours.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to
go
find
with
it.
Vessel because I don't have anything. I need clothes and shit.
Okay. That makes sense. Do some odds and ends. Vessel, is there anything in particular you want to do while they're gone to try to, like, I'll give you like another thing or two, like if there's another task or something you want to research, somebody you want to call, anything like that, and then we'll fast forward a little bit to later.
No, I'll hold off for now.
Okay.
On
So we'll say, just to move this along, night rolls around. This is Thursday night. And all of you eventually make it back to Chelsea's hotel room. Fawn, we'll say that during the afternoon you grabbed your own hotel room down the hall, and we'll say you finally slept a little bit. I'll say roll a d6 and recover that amount of willpower.
Yay.
There you go. And night falls a little bit. We'll say it's around 8 o'clock or so. By the time you come back in, you can see they're munching on some food. Maybe there's some left over for you. You guys can tell that Fawn seems a lot better. Album, you have successfully completed your crafting of your electronic device. And then Chelsea and Vessel, you're there as well. So at this point, it's just a question of like, do you want to do anything tonight, or do you want to break and go back and start fresh in the morning, or?
We could try and call the doctor and see if they'll let us come in and be in like a room or something overnight. Maybe read over some files.
Doesn't Bryce have the night shift? Or is that not?
Not
Just curious.
always. I
Okay.
don't.
I don't think you really know specifically. You guys spoke with a Michael Devon.
Yeah, we got
about
his
that. You didn't
schedule.
talk about Bryce about his
Okay.
schedule. Devon was the guy who was in the security office, and then Bryce was the guy who was just wandering around with the child's body in a gym bag.
Yeah, I'll just let him know. He probably knows something's going on there.
Okay. Balls in your court, guys. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's ring up Dr. Dallin.
Okay. You call Dr. Dallin's number on the business card, and you guys get a voicemail. I mean, at this point, it's past 8. As far as you know, he doesn't really work nights, so it could be it's just after hours, and he turns his phone off. Doesn't answer after-hour calls unless they're emergency numbers, something that you're not really sure. But you get a voicemail, and you can leave one, no problem. But you hear his voice. Yeah.
Chelsea does. She leaves a voicemail basically just, stating the request of, we need to just be in either a room or something overnight, preferably in the 3rd floor, while the patients are sleeping, to go over some files that can't leave, and just get a vibe for the atmosphere.
Okay. Voicemail is left.
Fawn wants to do a little bit of digging because she had spent some time talking to the Weist guy.
Ed Myler West. Yeah.
And so she wants to kind of try to do kind of some internet searching just to see kind of what happened with that case, kind of some of the details, kind of looking at it through our lens, some of the details of the murders.
Okay. So you're looking more into the poor little rich boy murders?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Hang on, I think it's computer science I need.
I have nothing in that, so hopefully that's...
No, never mind. I don't actually need it. Okay, so you just do some basic Google searching. Okay.
And I'm also wondering too if they made any kind of, how sometimes they make like true crime shows or anything like that. So like,
sure.
I'm, kind of looking, what can I find on the internet? And also like, did they make any kind of, show about it or something?
Okay. So you start searching, and again, so just to refresh everyone's memory, Ed Myler Weist was born Ed Myler Gleason, murdered his father, mother, sister with a shotgun in 2010 on his 16th birthday. They call it the poor little rich boy murders. He was in California, but his trust, like the managed to convince apparently to come out to Dorchester House in Boston. You know that there were multiple failed lawsuits by various cousins and uncle, like far-flung, family members back in April 2015 on his 21st birthday that were, they were trying to kind of deny the trust fund that was coming to him, but they all failed. So he did get the money, and he literally has hundreds of millions of dollars. He's a very, very, very rich man. Let's see. Chelsea, roll int times 5.
Success.
As Fawn is going through and reading some stuff out, there's you kind of you're probably not paying attention too much here and there. You're kind of vaguely listening, but you're probably doing your own thing. But you suddenly hear a word just kind of cuts through all the noise, and you hear Gleason, and you I've heard that before. And you do a quick little. Did you guys go back to your hotel to pick up your things while you guys were out? While Album and Chelsea were out, did you ever go back? So you don't just not have your clothes. There's other things that you don't have.
Yeah, I would have asked Album if he could go in and get it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have an issue with that.
Okay. So we'll say retroactively, Album, I think you're going to have to make a law test here because her room was a crime scene. And
Would
so,
bureaucracy be a suitable replacement? My law is grayed out, so I think that means I can't use it,
okay.
right?
I'll take bureaucracy. That's fine.
Okay.
And this is basically you just trying to talk them into handing over some things, bring them back to the department, that kind of stuff. Like, can you suitably sound like a person who is dotting their I's and crossing their T's because the department sent you over here to do it?
Gotcha. No.
Wow, dude. Jeez.
Gosh.
Derek. So unfortunately, you are they do not. They're like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. This is you could. Do you have a warrant on you? And you're like, I don't have a warrant. Like, can you give me your supervisor's name? And you're like, shit, I don't have one. And then you leave, but you get the sense they'd still have some of her things that weren't taken by the cops. The cops, if the cops didn't take something, or the cops might have stuff. So you're not entirely sure whether or not it's the hotel that has some things of yours, or whether the cops have maintained stuff. But things like that, the book's not there. But I will say this, Chelsea, even though you cannot confirm, you do remember that name.
Could I, like, retroactively, if I can't get my stuff, could I reach out to my guy who got me out of jail and see if he could get my other things?
Oh, the lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull out the business card for your lawyer, and this is what you see. I need you to roll a sand test, please.
Oh my gosh.
You see, no longer
Spicy
see
mustard.
Alan B. Williams. You no longer see a phone number. You no longer see an email. You see a seal. And you're confident it's the same business card because the same mustard stain still on it.
Success.
But you kind of swallow down a bit. It was a weird day. And you recognize the symbol for the demon cameo.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Usually when
so
I look through the
great.
terms of service for games and things like that, I'm just like, well, that's just a demonic seal. That's a demonic seal.
I pocket it. I don't bother
Okay.
showing them.
Okay.
Wait, did she do that in front of me or no?
I'll say if anybody wants to see whether or not they notice the card, roll an alertness.
I think it was just more would be
It
like,
was when we were in the car, yeah.
Okay.
I was it would more be like, wait, I thought you were gonna call your lawyer. Why are you putting that card back?
I must have lost it.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So yeah.
God. When I
Sorry.
get back, I want to Google it. I want to Google that guy's name.
Yeah. And you passed your sanity test and everything. Okay. So what are you Googling?
Oh God, did I write down his name? It's no longer on the card in the note.
That's a shame.
Then come back to me.
Okay.
Alan B.
Was it
something.
Alan?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's not what it
No.
says on the card. Okay. Who wants to do something?
So did we exhaust the search that I was doing?
What were you doing again? Sorry.
I was looking up the
Oh, Weist? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of that, you don't notice anything else. That's the only thing you really saw that kind of came up. Whether or not they're making some kind of like true Hollywood story, you're not sure. But the only thing that really comes, that's all you really get.
Okay, so I'm not able to find any details of like why he said he killed them or what he said he saw. Or
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
like that but that you got last time.
Okay, so nothing beyond what.
Yeah, and
Okay.
to refresh people's memory, it was because everyone was wearing masks and laughing at him. But no masks were found in the crime scene.
We need to
Okay.
ask him what the masks were. Oh God. Okay, I found his name.
Okay.
It's Alan B. Williams, attorney at law.
Okay. Pop that into a search. You don't find any Alan B. Williams attorneys at law. Roll a sanity test.
Oh my gosh. Chelsea.
Okay.
Success.
You're right.
What are these for?
What are what for?
Like which types of sand?
Oh, that would have been. Don't worry about it.
All unnatural. Okay.
I'd say that. Helplessness, I think that one would have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got a pass.
Collecting
No, you're fine.
checks
You're fine.
along the way because you're.
She's already adapted to helplessness.
Yeah.
So, what else? Listen,
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to?
there's a
look up? 'Cause
ton
I've
of
got
weird
some
stuff that
things.
has happened. There's a ton of stuff you guys have found. So literally, I mean, like, not just are your characters kind of sitting down and going back through everything since you arrived, like your invitations onward.
Mhm.
Like, now's a good time for maybe you as players to start doing that as well. Like, walking through everything that's happened and figure out where you want to go from here. So talk it out.
Yeah, I was interested. I had a note that there was a foundation
Mhm.
that was connected to the Dorchester house that I wanted to look some
Sure.
stuff up on.
Saint Dimtha is what you're looking for? Sure. Right. I think I have some basic stuff. So you know that Saint Dimtha is like an actual Saint Dimthna, and it's specifically the patron saint of the mentally ill, I believe. I'm trying to look for I put little page numbers for myself for where some of these things are, and I'm dumb and can't find it. One moment. Sorry
While
about
he's
this.
looking that up, did somebody get a clue, like a phone number or something that had 616 in it, like tonight?
616.
So Saint Dimphna. Okay. Patron saint of the mentally ill. I'll tell you this. Roll a computer science. If you aren't good at this, you can hand this off onto somebody else to do instead. But the basics that you get. Oh, I think we lost Melissa. Right. Give us 1 second, folks. We're going to pause as Melissa her computer keeps crashing, blue screening of death, and we're getting it fixed.
We're calling our best Radio Shack technician over.
We're calling Radio Shack. Radio Shack, get out here.
We
really
need help.
fast.
911.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just give us a second and it'll fix it. We'll still talk though, since you don't need to see our faces for this. Here she comes. All right. We're going to get that fixed. Okay. So, Melissa, you can still hear me? Okay. So, St. Dimphna Foundation, it's based in patron saint of the mentally ill. Roll a computer science. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can try to pass this off to somebody else that you would know would be a little bit better at kind of digging into some files and things like that. I know. Yeah. Right as she goes for a computer science roll, her computer crashes. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. You're right, Diesel Show.
Clearly, I fail.
So do you want to roll it, or do you want somebody else to do it?
I can't do it.
Okay.
It's grayed out.
Okay. Does anybody else want to roll it for her?
Mine's 73. What's yours, Derek?
Comp size 62.
Oh
so
God!
you're
Don't
sorry.
have Derek roll it. Are you kidding? Come on.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
he's gonna
If
break.
even if it was a
I believe-
90, like
Success.
Okay, so you start digging into this, Chelsea, and it was okay. As far as you can tell, it was formed in January 1986 in Turks and Caicos with a single deposit of $175 million wired from the SunTrust Bank of Panama. You start digging into the directorship, looking through any sort of digital traces for who it is and where it's kind of connected to. All of the names are incredibly common, and searching for them is almost like John Smith Patty Jones, like stuff like that. And so like trying to track them down, like you're getting 1,000 different names that sort of seems the same. But you find very little in terms of like doing any sort of digital tracing. You find that whenever you start digging into like specific tax numbers associated, like they all turn out to be dead ends. They kind of collapse and you can't find like they just, wait a second, that just was never filed. And you're like, I don't understand why that's there. But after just like the initial discovery, like every lead that you try to track down for the rest of the night just comes up short. I don't know. Like every path you took, it's like something is just like kind of cut off from you. It's like, well, that was a this, I found a social security number for one of the board members, and it's just like, yeah, never mind. Apparently, that social security number is of a person who died. Like back in 1997, and it's just like all these things just aren't kind of adding up or making sense.
Okay, what was the year?
It was as far as she can tell, it was formed in January of 1986. And looks to like it was using kind of foreign banks.
Yeah, okay.
Who was the Castaigne that we dealt with that you talked to in his hotel room? Do you remember his first name?
First name?
Jeffrey, don't smile.
What? Okay, sorry.
I'm so stressed.
Very sad, guys. I'm sorry.
What was the thing about the number, Derek?
But yeah, I was just wondering if I thought we got a phone number or something recently that had six.
Yeah, I got
and six
a
in it.
phone number from
The
FBI
supervisor?
supervisor was.
Do you remember what it was?
No, I didn't write it down.
Okay.
But my player or my character.
The FBI supervisor of Cal? Or no, Thomas.
That wasn't 616.
Carolyn Fenn.
Carolyn Fenn, that wasn't 616.
Okay.
616.
609.
616 was the star 616 on your cell phone. That's your satellite
Yeah,
phone?
I thought we got something else. This is just album being like, why is this number keep reappearing, kind of thing. But I don't know if I thought someone else had got something like that.
Chelsea, roll an int times 5.
I know the son's name was Gabriel. I haven't found the father's name yet.
Oh God. Okay. Success.
Chelsea, you don't remember the full number for Alan P. Williams, but you remember the area code was 616.
Oh, great. Okay.
Also, you remember when you were in the interrogation room, the clock said 616.
That's okay.
Oh,
I'm no
God.
longer Derek. I'm just album right now talking. You guys, I don't trust Delta Green at all. I have a feeling that we have been pulled together. We're being fucked with by something. This, like, oh, okay.
Chelsea, roll a sand test.
Man.
Sorry. It could only have been you. You're the only person who
Success.
saw those two things. Okay. You're holding... Actually, take 1 point of sand, because that's too many weird coincidences that are kicking together. Take 1 point of sanity. That's yeah. That's just way too many things to just kind of together. Yeah?
Yeah, the sat phone, this clock, has she explained that to the rest of us? I'm assuming that this is us sitting around brainstorming and talking, right?
I mean, she intentionally didn't show you the business card.
Right.
I don't know if she brought up, the clock. So at this point, I really think, other than you getting the star 616 on the satellite phone, unless
Okay.
yeah. Galen thinks you're still on the night floors.
I mean, I also think I'm on the night floors.
Who knows? I do, but I'm not gonna tell you.
I mean, you do, but
Not yet, anyway. Soon. So yeah,
Were you asking about Gascon's name earlier? Or did you
yeah,
forget?
Castaigne. Henry de Calvados Castaigne was the name of the. And the only person I think who
What
would
does
know
that
that
mean?
is Fawn, because you were in his apartment and you
Right.
probably saw some of
Yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah. I thought it might have been Henry, but I wasn't sure.
Or
Should've found it.
Henri. I'm not sure if it's Henri or Henry because it's an I, so it's probably Henri.
And his son is Gabriel Castaigne.
That I don't know if you know.
We do.
Do you?
I wrote it down.
Okay.
Therefore, I know it.
Okay.
right.
I've seen
write
some
it
of your
down,
notes before.
You know it?
we were going through some of your notes earlier, and there were things you were writing down. I'm like, I never said that. Something about a firehouse? Okay.
Could I do like an occult roll for like 616 and like the relevance of that? Like, is there anything?
What's your occult at?
45.
Sure.
Success.
You are under the impression that there is no relevance to the number 616. It's not like 666 or anything like that, as far as you know. Nothing in your recollection. You're confident.
Okay. I mean, I'm not confident, but thank you.
No, Chelsea's confident. Chelsea's confident that, like, no, 616. I mean, it's other than, like, wait a second. It was on the clock. It was on his business card. And it was the satellite phone. Like could just be coincidence.
Oh, there was 3 of them?
Mm-hmm. Star 616 is which you call on the satellite phone to connect to whoever it is that is like your handler or your contact or whatever.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, guys. I know we have all this information. None of it makes sense. But this is
we're just
squad,
missing
right?
something.
Not missing anything. It's supposed to be weird. It's not supposed to make sense. But we're here to do a case. We're taking care of something here. And the only thing that I've found is this bag with a child in it.
Yeah, but Vessel, none of this makes sense. The guy that gives us the mission is doing some weird shit.
That's just our handler. We're supposed to blindly trust him. He's out of the picture now.
Blindly trust him. I don't know.
I would trust anyone and not look into them further. I want to go back to his house, but not like the very next night after I just got in trouble for being there. Seems like a bad time to do it, but
What you bring up makes sense. He might be weird, but the most immediate thing we've found is this mummified body. We have to take care of it.
That's what I mean, Vessel. So far, everything that we've found so far is tied to unnatural stuff. What Fawn and I saw, no lights. She heard some loud sounds that couldn't possibly have been made by any household object that we can think of. Like, there's all of this to find a book doesn't make sense.
Can I do some sort of occult roll? Because I'm realizing it's one of the best skills I have and I don't use it very often. Like something about the baby mummy voice thing.
Sure. Go ahead and roll it. I do think you guys also took some auto parts from his house as well.
Yeah, we did. That is one hell of a success.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, there's plenty of cases that you have read about or heard about, especially in your time with Delta Green, and even just in your time in the field, archaeology of child sacrifice. Sure, like that. Nothing seems immediately relevant to the current situation, but yeah, child sacrifice, absolutely. Like that's something that unfortunately, culturally, anthropologically has happened in many cases over the course of human history. But there's nothing in particular. There's nothing here that you can think of that is immediately relevant.
Is that a possible vessel for divination or conjuration?
What? I'm sorry.
The dead baby.
It's not a baby. It's a child. It was speaking. You think? So I don't. What do you mean by that? Like you can. What's your question?
Is it something that would be considered in occult situations as required for divination or conjuration?
Not necessarily. Like a dead child? No.
Yeah.
No.
Or specifically a mummified child?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, what I was gonna say is the other thing. I think you guys took some automotive parts from Exeter's house.
Spread those out. Look at them again.
Yeah, we can just go to the AutoZone website and type in numbers and see if it pulls up any parts.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like it's just there's no hacking here. It's literally just going to a commercial website and typing various serial numbers that are visible. And some of this stuff is old. So yeah, Album, you take the parts, you go through the ones that actually have visible serial numbers.
Is it for a brown cop car from the 50s or whatever?
No. But you do find some parts that for a 1976 Volkswagen bus. I need you to roll a sand test, Album, as you realize these parts are for the exact van that you used to drive and that you burned in some random field in like Arizona or whatever it was.
As one does.
You feel it's a little unsettling, but nonetheless, kind of push that down a bit.
Well, actually, Album's just gonna like hold up one of the parts to, I guess, like, to whomever's like in the vicinity and just say like, this Exeter guy found a part. Does it look burned at all, or is it just look like a metal part?
Some of these pieces that you have here do in fact have burned marks on them. Yes.
So I'm gonna be like, this part is for a 76 Volkswagen van, which is what I used to drive, and there's char marks on them. Album's just going deep into like, this is some. I'm like, Album's just like, we're all pawns on the chessboard, man. Doesn't matter what we do.
What a hell of a coincidence.
I like it.
Album gets incised at that. A coincidence? Oh, if he knew the 3616 things, he would throw that. That ain't a coincidence.
So,
Shit.
So
11 o'clock at night, maybe pushing midnight. You guys are
Yeah.
doing your research. Some of you are sharing, some of you aren't. What do you guys want to do?
gotta come up with something to do tomorrow.
I mean, I think
Either-
we need to go back to the Dorchester house.
Also, by the way, Fawn, it's been 2 nights since you were caught.
Question, Jeff.
All right.
Did I already look to see if Dorchester and Broadalbin had any relation to each other?
No, but we can say if you want to, you can do some research into the Dorchester house. Sure.
I would like to.
Okay. All right. So you're just on the internet, just digging whatever you can. Roll computer science.
Success.
Okay. One sec. Going back to some old notes. One second.
Album, you're totally right. We're just all pawns. We're just being screwed with.
Yeah. Album is just gonna literally lose his sanity, like all of it.
Oh,
Just
okay.
all at once.
Yeah,
He just-
one fell swoop.
All the breaking points.
he pulls an airplane where it's just like, I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue, and just jumps out the window. Plane's coming right for us. All right. So you're just on your computers. Okay. Success. Dorchester House apparently used to be an orphanage. You find some magazines back in 1945. Used to be some kind of school. Looks like long before that was some kind of boys' school. Goes back towards sometime early 20th century. It opened up and was for the first about 30 years of its existence an orphanage. Then it kind of closed down for a very long time. Stayed closed. It was reopened, or actually I should say it was purchased in 1986 by the Saint Dimphia Foundation, where they renovated a bit. It's kind of reopened and then closed, and then eventually in 1989 it was reopened as the Dorchester House, the psychiatric facility. In terms of any kind of connections to the Broadband, no.
Okay, so
But then again, regular internet searches for a hotel Broadband have not been fruitful.
could I like do a deep web search?
I'm gonna say that you're not everything that you just got just from searching the web. That's all that you're gonna get.
Okay. So the building itself wasn't like made by Asa
Darabandi.
Darabandi, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was like trying to look, scrolling.
First name basis when you're this insane. First name basis.
Yeah, me and Aza.
Me and Darabandi.
Me and Darabandi, we go way back.
We do.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I have any info. It was built by the Boston Catholic Archdiocese. It's closed in 1944. It was empty until 1955, where the southern wing was turned into a gym, which then eventually closed again. It was briefly a recreation center called the Dorchester House School, and then closed again in 1969. And then it was in disrepair until 1986 when it was renovated. So I do have a couple other bits and pieces for you.
Were there any missing or children who died?
No, nothing pops up.
Okay.
There any names of anyone that was associated with the archdiocese at the time?
No, nothing listed.
How do you spell Dimfa?
Dympha.
Thank you.
I think there's an N before the A. I think it's Dymphna.
Dimfna. Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to look into tonight?
Did we ever discuss as a group the connection between the Gateway Bridges restaurant napkin design and the napkins we found in the McAllister house? Like, what was that, 40 years or 20 years prior?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, now that you brought that up, Elton, you're just adding
Now
to the
what?
conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think I'm like? Does anyone think it's weird?
Sure.
We could try and find. Did they tell one of you guys who they ordered it from?
I did have a discussion with the manager, and he said that they made them in house. And I asked, was it like an employee? I forget what he said.
I think you asked the design who designed them, and they were designed in house. So it's just something they did, and then they just sort of local, just sort of a local printer, kind of kitchen supply store, that kind of thing. You look them up, which is sort of like a local area kitchen surplus supply center. Where they also just do printing and things like that of custom things, and yeah, like all of it checks out. The really eerie, strange thing is that these what he told you is that they didn't decide to start using them till earlier this year, so earlier in 2015. Prior to that, they were just using sort of generic basic napkins. But you found two of them. They had weird mechanical designs on it. And then, as far as you knew, when you guys blew up the McAllister building, you guys blew up all the evidence and stuff that was in there as well. But then, when Fawn was kind of breaking into Exeter's car, she found, as part of like an empty Abigail Wright McAllister building type evidence box, she found those napkins that you found, Album, way back in the day, faded but nonetheless still there. Weird mechanical machine designs. The designs made no sense, like mechanically, like you couldn't figure out exactly how these would function, but they were nonetheless there. They had the GBR logo.
And we actually, because we tried to look that up 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So can we actually try to do like an image search or something for those schematics now and see if we get something now that we didn't get then?
Yeah. An image search, I would say no, you can't really find anything in that regard. Like I mean, if you're talking about like image searching like we see in 24 or something, where there's like all sorts of servers in the background that are like, if you're just doing like a Google
just like the
search,
basic Google image search where you like upload
Sure.
an image and have Google try to
yeah,
find a
okay,
similar
yeah,
image.
that's fine. No, you do not find anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do not find anything about, like, the closest thing you get are basically like Rube Goldberg machines, like weird, just illogical machine schematic things.
It might be interesting just to show it to some maybe people at Dorchester just to see if it triggers anything with anybody or whatnot. But it's definitely connected.
I feel like David's gonna go missing.
You think he won't be there when we get back?
He's connected somehow. He's gonna be gone.
To the mob. All right, so keep going through it, guys. Like, this is good. This is good. You're going through your evidence. This is literally what your characters probably would be doing, like going back through everything. Like, as players, you're doing the same thing. So you're burning the midnight oil here. Like, what else are you digging through?
Did anything? Album's gonna ask Chelsea. Your demon books that you read with the demon constructionists that killed kids and shit. Did anything
Okay.
tie to Michigan?
Michigan. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start from
Can
the beginning
I-
of this act where we got the invitation. Does that match up with anything we've seen?
So the invitation, the birthday party invitation.
Yeah.
So the exterior of the invitation. So I'll go ahead and bring those up again for you guys. Okay, so there was the exterior of the invitation, which please join us to celebrate the 51st birthday of our friend Richard Ziloni. When you looked it up, you realized that was like Polish for green. At the Gateway Bridges restaurant, has the address, Potash Street, Boston, Massachusetts, etc. 617-218-2099. Then when you cracked it open, because you realized that all of you realized that, not only that, but you saw that green triangle at the top. All of that's what kind of signaled to all of you that this was like a Delta Green activation. And then when you peeled back the layers, you got this, which you can see is you knew, Vessel, that this was just what's called an exemplar. And so it's a handwriting test that law enforcement gives suspects to do handwriting analysis, the content of which is gibberish, but the reason it's gibberish is because they're looking for specific letters and they're looking for specific combinations of letters. So that in itself wasn't particularly interesting. But two things stood out, though. One, the handwriting was the same handwriting that you guys saw on the invoice when you went to the Gateway Bridges restaurant, and that was signed by someone named Marbus, and it was actually Agent Exeter who apparently was the one who signed it, but he signed it as the name Marbus. You've also heard his name is Barbus, like Dr. Barbus is the police who came to Album and Fawn. You guys overheard that. And Chelsea, you also know that the handwriting here matched the handwriting in the margins of the book that you unfortunately don't have anymore. And the other thing is, in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the seal for the demon person, P-U-R-S-O-N. Shame.
Holy shit.
Man, just shame about that book. Shame you guys got arrested. It's a pity. It's a pity.
So I haven't told them yet. So once, say, Vessel has that and he's looking at it and he's like, yeah, this matches Exeter's thing. And then like Chelsea like glances over and she does a double take, and you guys watch as Chelsea just gets up and she starts pacing and she's like, oh shit. That's the same, you know, the Hygromantea, my demon book, you know, that I've been reading. If that's Exeter's handwriting, then his handwriting was in my book.
Handwriting as in he wrote the book?
Like, no, like, remember there was like blue handwriting in the margins? That was that handwriting.
So he's read it.
That particular book.
And so we
Didn't
now
you-
have 2 demon seals.
Didn't you guys
But
say?
we don't know about the second one. The second one on the business card only Chelsea knows about.
Mhm.
We have person and cameo.
Can't get mad at me about that one.
Wait, which one? Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I-
yeah.
Melissa was meta saying that we have 2 demon seals, and
Yes.
correctly, Fawn does not know there are 2.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so stressed. There's potentially 72.
So
Um,
yeah, Album's just like, so the guy that knows about my vehicle that was torched at the West Coast also has read the same demon book that you've read and has made notes in the margin. Were the notes of any help?
I mean, I don't have the book, so I can't like reference it, but
Oh, I wasn't sure if you had read like a note, remembered vaguely. It was like, oh, this line's a
would you
bunch
say
of
I
bullshit.
would remember like one of them at least, Jeff?
So I'm going to make it a roll. Roll
Okay.
in times 5 to see what you remember, since you don't have the book to immediately reference.
Yay!
48 success.
Okay.
Because if it's just
So-
like oh, this is crass, no demon would ever eat someone's beard.
So 48 success under how many? Under what?
My target, just my normal target, is 85.
Okay.
I'm very insightful.
Okay. Okay. So you will. Here's what I'm going to say. Chelsea, you've had this book for 20 years. You've
Yeah.
probably read this book a little too closely many times, manically, maybe.
Over 20 years. Yeah.
You remember every one of the margin comments easily.
Okay.
Beneath Broadlebin is a door, was one. Bale and Wild each was another.
Bale is a demon.
Ambrose and the Child in the pavilion costumes. Boat down into the fog lake to the real city. Bottles contain secrets as individual as those marked upon them. All drawn in, closing in a dance, like a loop leading to the masquerade. And it's all in the play, I'm afraid.
So a couple things. I'm thinking Ambrose and the Child. We have what's his face and a mummy baby.
Mummy child, yeah.
Yeah. Did we come across somebody named Ambrose?
You have to
If
check
you
your notes.
rearrange, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
rearrange
going.
the letters of Richard Bryce, it does not spell Ambrose.
I've tried to do that so much with the operatives from this one.
Is there any other evidence you want to dig into? You guys still have stuff. I'm not going to say what, but there's stuff that you guys have
What
that
is
you
that
haven't
little
looked into.
note that we got past?
Okay. So Agent Fawn, I believe, was
Mhm.
the one who was passed a note by Ed Myler Weist.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you guys. Handwritten, how did you find me? I thought you had left. In any case, they are still here at night.
How did you find me?
So yeah, so Fawn, yeah, you dig through the materials that you took from the hospital, and
Yeah.
you show them the note.
Which is why we definitely need to get back in there at night.
You dig
Well,
through
now
all your
honestly,
materials.
we need to like dig through all our shit. We need to look into Agent Exeter more.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give Melissa a hint, and it's just completely going over her head.
Wait,
What
say it
did you
again.
say?
I said you dig through your materials that you took from the Dorchester house.
I dig through my materials.
All of them. And the one
The-
on the top is the note.
And the
So
one right
watch
below
report.
that is.
The watch is one thing, absolutely. You pull out the watch.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Then-
Like you guys have so much. There's still things you guys
and
haven't even dug into yet.
There
that
was
you
a
still
lot I
have.
wasn't there for.
Yeah.
Message on the wall, is that part of it?
There's a message on the wall. All of you have
Yes.
seen that photograph at this point, though, because there's a photograph that Exeter gave you, and then you
Uh-huh.
saw the live vessel,
Mhm.
and then Fawn, you saw old newspapers, like newspapers that the types of things that you saw inside of Castaigne's apartment back in 1995, like just illogical headlines and things like that.
Yes.
You did not see that though, Vessel. When you looked, I mean, nothing special about the newspapers. But among all of the materials that you took out of the Dorchester, one was that note. One was the watch. I'll go ahead and share that. Do you show other people in the group that though?
Oh yeah, Fawn doesn't have any reason to
Yeah.
hide any of the information.
Right, because that was when Album and Fawn had the conversation. Well, Album had made the suggestion to Fawn of, okay, the writing on the wall and then the like code that was on the watch that said something about like the cloud waves break the twin something.
Mhm.
Like that would go along with the marking time thing. Because Album was like, oh, marking time. There's a watch that's got other sea stuff on it. Coincidence?
There are no coincidences. So if you show that, Chelsea, you
Yeah.
recognize this is a line from the play that you
Oh,
read.
okay.
I'm not sure if you told everyone that you've read it, but you've read it, and you recognize that as a line from the play.
Oh, the watch is the line over.
Did you guys like totally like check out the watch? Like, did you guys like look inside of it?
Album's just like, no, I just thought it fit with that phrase of the writing on the wall. You want us to crack the watch open, like to see the gears?
Yeah, is there something that's on?
There's like that green.
Yeah.
It's a bull of a watch. It's a pretty standard men's dress watch. And everything about it seems normal, other than that there is along the shore, and then on the back, kind of almost continues with the E of shore, as it continues, and then it ends like mid thought, mid sentence, like there's an engraving, and it's centered on the back like any other engraving would be, but you can see that it sort of ends in sort of a mid thought. Or a mid phrase, and it doesn't fully clear. It doesn't like fully complete like the thought itself. I'm trying to get the full phrase for you if I can find it. For jumping around, but if you break it, if you break it open and you kind of search through it, that's fine. You guys can do that, and yeah,
I vote Fawn. Album having no sensitivity is like, oh, Fawn's already taken apart like an alarm, so let's just have her take apart the watch.
you break it open easily enough. Has all the pieces that you would expect to find inside of a watch, the various gears and things. All of it looks pretty legit. Nothing
I
about
want
it.
to look at the gears more closely.
Okay, keep talking because I gotta sneeze.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
bless
I've seen
you
gears
very much.
before, and the gears had names on them, and so I want to look at the gears in the watch and see if there's names on them.
Yeah, didn't they have like testing?
Yeah.
I don't think it came. These are pretty tiny, but no, you do not see anything on the gears themselves. So along the shore, with ending on the R, so the 11-hour slot is R, and that's instead of 1 to 12. And on the back, it says ETH, like it's one word, space E cloud W, all one word, space AVE space S space B space REA space K period space THET space wins space U, period. So it says, you guys can easily put it together, along the shore, okay,
Yeah.
the cloud waves break. The twins, and then it ends on a U. But like the breaking of the words doesn't seem right.
Could I like roll to see if I remember like the whole little passage of that?
No, because Jeff doesn't know it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Fair.
But I'll say the thing is you remember it as a passage from the play. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about 616. Do the initials HLH
mean
anything? Yeah, because that's 616 on the watch face.
Not that you can. I mean, you guys don't. You can't think of anyone specifically. You did mean Henri, but it doesn't match. Like all you have is the H, and you can't think of anybody else who has initials HLH now. This is fun. This is really fun.
I'm totally
I'm really
going
enjoying
through.
watching you guys. I don't think Long's having fun, but I think the rest of people are having fun.
Weird that you think that.
The wheels are turning. The hamster's on the wheel.
I know, that's why this is awesome. So yeah, of all the stuff that Fawn brought out of the hospital, that is also one of the things.
Is there anything useful?
Are you saying there's something else that I haven't said?
Well, I was wondering if there's anything useful that none of us, like, has any of us looked at the sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough phrase? Was that just to get into the hospital more easily, or is that also a line from the play? Or
We Googled it. It was T.S.
It's
Eliot.
T.S. Eliot. It's a line from
right.
That was on Dr. Dallen's business card, which when you look at, by the way, it still looks like Dr. Dallen's business card.
Oh, thank goodness. I show it to Chelsea, and what does Chelsea see?
Dr. Dallen's
What?
business card. But roll a sand,
Yeah.
you're looking at business cards. I don't want to see these things anymore.
So, okay, so you know how you said Henry Castaigne?
Henri, I think.
Henry.
I think it's Henri.
But we have the only other like Henry that we've come across is Lundeen. And oh god, okay. But then I have Augustus Castaigne, or his son Gabriel Castaigne, as potential authors of the Hygromantia book. So I would like to search and see if the Lundeens have any association with the Dorchester building.
Okay, so how do you want to make, when you say search, you're hopping on, like this is just basic Google searching? Is that what we're talking about?
Is there like a database
There's
that
not
I can
really
access?
there's not really a difference between like dark web searching and like
No,
it's
I
not
don't
like a
mean
mechanical
like that.
difference
I
or anything
mean
like that.
more like, is there like a database that, I don't know if you need special access for it, for like history of buildings. Maybe I just need to go to a library
Government
tomorrow.
records basically is what you're looking for. It is 2015. A lot of things have probably been digitalized at this point. You do know that the Lundeen house, I think you guys do know that the Lundeen house was the McAllister building before the McAllister building.
Yes.
It was built as Henry Lundeen's home. So how about this? Like, I don't remember entirely of what you guys got from 1995. Go ahead and just roll computer science, do a basic search. You're getting on government websites, you're getting on like this New York websites, you're getting on the public library in New York. Everything basically is what you're allowed to essentially tie into, and I'll give you a few things.
Success.
Okay. So yes, you know that, you know obviously that the Henry Lundeen house was built in 1921. Well, the permit was issued in 1921. The architect listed was A. Darabandi. Blueprints weren't filed for a couple weeks after the permit was issued, and that's just seems like just basic bookkeeping issues. The construction of the building concluded on the 21st of May in 1924. In terms of like government records, nothing else pops until 1953, which is so February 3rd, 1953. The Star Corporation, a Delaware holding company with uncertain ownership, purchased the Lundin estate, including the McAllister building. And you know that Lundin was like a textile family, like they had tons and they had a lot of money. And then in 1953, it's converted from a 3-story brownstone home into an apartment building. So fire escapes were added, fire doors, all that kind of stuff. And that's when it was renamed the McAllister Building. The Star Corporation eventually sold it to the Art Life Company. I want to say, let me take a look. I think it was 67. Yeah. So, yeah, 1967.
So I'm
So
trying
that's
to
the
see,
full
did
history.
Did they own any other properties?
The Lundins?
Yeah.
Yes, they own tons of properties.
Was the Dorchester building one of them?
No, it was not.
Okay. Then I had another question.
I also
So-
think you know that. I also think you learned that he died in a strange way.
Yeah,
that they
he hung
found.
himself.
No, he didn't hang himself. His son hung himself.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So in the Hygromantia,
Mm-hmm.
it says Bale and Wild each,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Then in my notes, Darabandi befriended Wild, Gary T, and Rourke. I want to try and see, did we find out any more information about who Wild possibly was?
In searching, like
Yeah.
the only Wild you know is a Wild. I don't know. Wild. What was I gonna say?
Edgar Wild?
Wild horses. Edgar Wild. In terms of Wild,
Like in regards to like either the Broadalben or the Lundins.
I can't think of any other. I can't think of you guys having met a Wild now.
Could I try and research to see if I could get a first name?
I don't see what you have to go on.
True.
It's just like randomly looking up the last name Wild. Oscar Wilde, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think you have enough to really kind of get a good search for that.
Oh no.
So what I also brought out, support group pamphlets.
Right. So you basically went up in the administration wing of the Dorchester house as you guys were kind of being ushered out because the end of visiting hours.
The
You just
bulletin
grabbed a
board.
bunch of pamphlets.
Mhm.
Start going through them. Most of them generic stuff. Some of them you recognize, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, that kind of stuff. Some of them have to do with post-traumatic stress, support groups, veterans affairs groups, things like that. But then there's one that catches your eye. And it sends what we call chills down the spine a little bit, shall we say?
Oh no, I can't handle any more of those.
Okay. You find one for something called the Encounter Group.
Yes.
And you finally have a time to like kind of sit and look at it. And when you do, you read it. Encounter Group, no cost. It's like a photocopied. It's like black and white. No cost. Find the answer to life's questions in a no judgment group environment. 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, St. Jude Church, Dorchester. Masks provided. And then, because it almost looks like it's a sun with rays, and then in the bottom right corner, handwritten. It's still photocopied though. So it's a photo. Everything is a photocopy. You see a strange symbol that all of you have seen before. It's the yellow sign. You see tireless heroes explore, knowing infinite night grants comfort on moonlit endless seas.
Do I recognize that?
No, actually. You do not. Like, as you're thinking as the line from the play? No, it doesn't appear to be a line from the play.
Okay.
But we all recognize the symbol.
Oh yeah, all of you do. You all have seen it before. You all had an incredibly strange experience inside.
What day is today?
Today is Thursday. The meeting you had with Exeter was on Tuesday. Yesterday was Wednesday. That was when you guys visited the Dorchester and you had your fun little jail escapade. Today, you guys have just been chilling and doing some research.
Oh god.
So it's Thursday.
Okay.
Googling St. Jude's Church.
Yeah, St. Jude's Church is a local church, somewhat close to Dorchester House, about 15, 20 minutes away.
Is it part of the Boston Catholic Archdiocese?
Yeah, it is a Catholic church.
Is there anything? Is it like a one pager? Is there anything else on the inside, or that's the
Just a
flyer?
one
that
pager.
page? Okay.
So Album, still on his "we're all pawns on the chessboard" thing, wants to take a closer look at the satellite phone. He wants
Sure.
to dismantle it without breaking it, but to see if there's anything hidden in it or on it.
Okay. All right, let me turn to that page. I'm all over the place. It's fine. It's totally fine. This is good. Are you guys doing anything while I'm finding that? Are you guys doing anything else with the pamphlet?
What's with that weird kind of circle on like the middle left?
Yeah, I was
It's
staring
from
at
like a
that
push
too.
pin, or
Maybe
That's
I
a-
might be looking into things too much.
I mean, I see the circle. I just don't know what it is.
You can't. It seems indistinguishable.
So if I like flipped the page over and I took like a pencil and I like did a light like shading over it to see if maybe there were any imprints of extra writing on it, do I get anything?
You do not, unfortunately.
Okay.
nice try though.
Okay. So you want to break down the satellite phone? I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you break open the plastic coating, kind of like gray tan coating. Inside, you find earth, little bits of dirt, dried fragments of plants. All of it just spills out onto the table in front of you, packed incredibly tightly. It is amazing that like this stuff didn't even move or slosh. It was so tight that like you couldn't hear any of these little rocks and pebbles, pieces of dirt and plants moving around. You start dumping some stuff out. There are no electronics inside of the device at all.
What the fuck?
I need you to make a sand roll there, Album.
Yeah, I mean,
Gosh.
what if Alma's just like, oh, that's where I put my garden. Yeah. failed.
Roll a d4. You take 2 points of sanity loss from the unnatural. You
Hold on.
clearly remember talking to a voice on the phone.
Okay, so
it was you
I've-
specifically too who was on the phone.
I didn't mean to do that. I've just met my breaking point. I was at 44. That brought me down to 42, which was my breaking point. So that means I break, right?
Okay. Do you want to push that off?
With
Sure.
willpower points.
Okay. So basically, let's go back and do this really fast because there's more I'm going to give you. But let's just take care of this really quick. So you're going to project onto your bonds. So you can spend willpower to reduce the loss. So spend 1d4. So roll 1d4, excuse me. So it's going to be... So you spend 2 willpower to reduce the amount of sanity that you just took by 2.
Okay.
And
So then I would have
then-
lost 0, which is good.
You reduce a bond score by the same amount.
Okay, my tarantula and I are not on good terms.
Oh no. No.
We have a score of 1 now.
Okay.
But now
So-
my sand's back to 44, right?
You reduced your loss by 2, and since you lost 2, you didn't lose any.
Cool.
So
Okay.
2
I
minus
think
2.
I had tried this once before and I had miscalculated.
Yeah.
And still broke.
So, as you start, like, take a deep breath a little bit, You're like, nothing's a coincidence. I told you.
Yeah, no. Album's just like shaking the pieces at whoever's closest to me, like, you can't talk to plants.
You start moving around, like you're like, no. There's got to be a microelectron. There's got to be a fucking board in here somewhere. You notice that in the center of the dirt is a small green glass vial containing a very healthy looking green leaf. It's just this little vial, and there's a leaf inside. Anyone here have science botany?
I don't believe so.
Anyone here want to make a case that they would be able to identify plants?
Work for the
Parks Company?
National
Okay.
Park
I'll tell you
Service?
what do you have any sciences?
I have.
Archaeology, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I have both anthropology and archaeology, and a little bit of survival.
Roll survival. What's your survival at?
It's only 30.
I'll give you plus 20. Roll survival plus 20.
So plus 20 would be 50, and so I still failed.
Okay. You're not sure what this plant is. But as you're looking really carefully at it, you like, Album hands it over, and you're like, let me see that. You're taking a look at this. You notice that inside there's a tiny golden bug that's feeding on the leaf.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't we find a bunch of vials of seeds in the 90s?
You did.
This
We
is
did.
Album saying this too.
Yes.
Did they put them in the phone? What did we do with those seeds? Did they get blown up? What happened to the stuff that...
I had it all.
Oh, okay.
As in, like, Chelsea at home
I think
Yeah.
since 95 has.
so. Fawn, I think you took 2 books with you. One was a history book, that weird kind of Russo-Germano history book, and the Worlds Without Doors by Emmeline Fitzroy. You took those 2
Yes.
books.
Yes.
I think like the other books, like the Hydromantia and everything like that, and like
And
the
the
robe
thing I found.
and the
Yeah.
red book, Le Roi en Jaune, that you took. So that, but
Yeah.
all of the other evidence was like you guys were cataloging it, and you left it, and none of you said you took it out of the room, and unfortunately that meant it went up in smoke.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
What is the dirt and the plants supposed to mean, though? First we find seeds, now we're finding phone plants? Also, now, because Album thinks that the call from the sat phone, he has no idea that Chelsea called somebody. So Album's like, how the hell did you get out? Who did I talk to that got you out of jail?
God, I love this game.
I mean, I also called.
I
I had a contact. But if you spoke to someone, you spoke to someone.
I told them that you were in jail and that this was with the group, and they said okay. Then they acknowledged it. Have you checked with your contact to see if they were the reason you got out? Who let you out? What was their name?
I called Stella Varley, but she didn't. She said I'd be in there for a while.
Double check with them, otherwise that means it had to have come from Dirt Phone here.
I have a feeling it wasn't Stella who got me out, but I can check.
Why did they let you out then? It was for a reason.
That's a good question, Album. That's a good question.
We're all pawns, man. It
This is
doesn't.
the phone's full of dirt. You still use it? You said used it before.
That's true.
Try it again.
With the phone dismantled, I'll just press *616.
Does not seem to work.
Good. I don't have service, guys. Going through a tunnel.
Stupid cell phones.
Does the dirt with the vial mean anything? Like, have I come across anything that in a
Of
cult
course
book?
it means something.
I mean, I realize yes,
Oh yeah, my
but I
Colt's
mean,
50
is
if
it
that-
something that one of us recognizes?
The roll would have been a botany or science test. If somebody else can make a case that they want to roll a science to try to identify the plant, go right ahead.
What type of science are we talking?
What's
Anything
military science
botany,
considered?
life science, military science, no. Military science is more like weaponry and stuff like that.
I mean, when you break down life enough, you get to chemistry, and that's where
Yeah, I
Could
don't
I
think I do that.
instead? Could I just like describe go to some sort of plant database and try and match it up?
That's true. You could buy a wilderness survival book and just start flipping through pages, and you could buy the ebook version of that.
I'm gonna say no to that. It's just looking at it, it just looks like a tiny green leaf. Like, you're not sure what it is, like you're not 100% positive like on how to like identify it. Maybe you would think someone with botany expertise could possibly identify it.
Okay.
But trying to match up you just looking at like one leaf,
Like a
and
leaf
another,
with, like, a bug?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
When you say gold bug,
Uh-huh. It's a gold
can
bug.
you tell me more?
Yeah, it's tiny. It's very small. It's moving.
It is moving.
And you see it. No, you literally see it eating the leaf. It's like
Is the vial
slowly.
glass clear?
It is a kind of green glass color.
Would we be able to get a better look at it? So, like, if I took a picture of the bug with my phone and had the camera zoomed all the way in for like a better detail, would that do anything?
Sure, you can do that.
See if we can identify it, maybe.
What about pharmacy in like an herbal sense?
Say that again, Long?
For like identifying plants and stuff, what about pharmacy, but like an herbal sort of thing?
That's an interesting. Let me just look something up.
Like, pharmacy stuff, but more in like a homeopathic way.
Yeah.
I'm looking up to see whether this thing has any pharmaceutical qualities. And if it does, I'll give it to you. If it doesn't,
If we're playing a fantasy game, we take it to the town herbalist
it's true you
for
would.
identification.
Here we go. Wikipedia. Thank you.
Or like psychotherapy too. I don't know if that's useful though.
Okay.
I did talk to the plant, so
I totally want to just like hold up the vial and be like, "Hello."
So you have what is it you have again?
I have pharmacy and psychotherapy.
Okay, psychotherapy ain't gonna do anything here.
All right.
Pharmacy, I'm gonna let you roll as is. I'm not giving you any. You're not getting any
Okay.
because it's a stretch.
It's really low anyway, so it might not hit.
Yeah, so like this is just a shot in the dark. I'll give you that. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fail.
Nah, you're not sure. It's click and hits. Okay.
Does anything happen when I hold it up and say hello?
No, it does not. It's just moving about.
Like bug, as in like roach bug, spider bug, like
little
more like a
beetle?
beetle. Yeah, it looks like a beetle, like a tiny golden beetle.
album is like, okay, what if we just call someone, find someone to talk to, send them photographs, and pay them to just tell us what the hell these things are? I feel like this is the simplest solution. So he'll just go to like Fiverr
Okay.
and just like look for a
Fiverr.
botanist or
Just,
something.
just like, hey, we need a botanist. Is there any botanists on Fiverr?
I don't know any other freelance
God.
websites.
Bunch of out of work high school science teachers. Anybody out there? Is that what you really want to do? Post it on Fiverr, or is there like a?
Look for somebody that's got the qualifications in botany, and then another one for
Okay.
I don't know what bug people are called.
It was on. It's the
In-
CSI thing. The CSI guy was one.
Yeah.
Oh man, Gil Grissom.
Right. Yeah. Oh god. Okay. Etymology.
Etymologist. There you go.
So I'll look for
No.
an etymologist, and I'll look for a botanist.
Entomologist. Etymology isn't like that's like origin phrasing and stuff. Like, entomology.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sure. It's very, very late. I mean, it's like midnight-ish, so don't expect an
They're
answer.
on the East
I mean,
Coast. In
we'll
California,
say,
it's 3 hours earlier.
oh, shut up. We'll say you posted. Okay, now you need, like, on a freaking Thursday night, a random high school botanist or whatever. Okay, posted on Fiverr or some other shit. Okay, got it. All right. Probably not going to get any immediate returns, but maybe. Sure. Take some pictures of the plant and of the bug.
Is there anything else that we could just take apart that we didn't think to take apart?
At this
Like,
point, we're just dismantling our lives.
This is fun. I feel like this is like, oh my god, like it's like like that. Is that GIF where you guys are like all like figuring it? It's awesome. This is so much fun to watch this.
Who went and talked to? It was Fawn and Album. You guys went and talked to Agent Exeter at his house.
Mhm.
Specifically, Fawn. You went up to the door,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
And he was wearing like ceremonial garb.
yes, and had a burn on his arm
On his wrist.
under
Okay.
like his wrist.
But was it the same ceremonial garb as what we found when we were in the other house?
That was a silver robe.
Oh, okay. What sort of robe was he wearing?
All she got was that it was red. There was no lights. Remember that there were no lights in the house,
okay.
and the only light was like a flashlight by the cop that was with you, and the mining helmet that Exeter was wearing, and so you had trouble seeing stuff.
So what does that demon do?
Which
one?
demon?
Person?
No. Yes.
I'll
Good
just- 'cause we
person.
don't- Yeah,
So
person's
the
one we know
handwriting
about.
was person and Exeter.
Well, the handwriting was that like it was the handwriting analysis sample, and then there was the seal of person that happened to be with it. But the seal of person wasn't in the blue ink. It was an actual seal, right, Jeff?
Right, but I was just connecting. So it
I'm
was.
sorry, Derek. Could you say it again? I was looking something up.
Yeah, that so that handwriting sample that had the seal of person, that the seal wasn't written in like the same handwriting as the note.
No,
itself,
it was a
right?
seal. Yeah, it was a seal. It was an
Okay.
image. It was. No. Mm-hmm. I do think you guys have gotten some stuff on person though in the
Person
past.
is a fallen angel.
A lot of demons are.
I think most demons are, yeah.
Yes. Obeyed by 22 legions of demons. He's known as the 20th of the 72 spirits of Solomon. Oh shit, where's my notes?
I will say that you also, I mean, Chelsea, as part of your time reading, you also know the preliminary invocation to Primamaton, which is, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, which is basically demon summoning.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to dabble, just for funsies.
I mean, I'm...
At this point.
Oh my god.
We gotta follow some new
Well,
leads.
it's like, yeah,
man.
let's summon some demons.
We have other things we need to
Summon
do
some
first.
demons. Let's do it.
I'll go buy a Ouija board.
First, we check for security cameras that we summon a demon. No security cameras here. We're good.
So
We
yeah.
don't have this stuff.
So Exeter's house, yeah, you saw all those things. They referred to him as Barbas. You knew him as Exeter. He signed a invoice at the hotel under
Can I
the name
just Google
Marbus.
Marbus?
What's that?
Can I just Google Marbus?
God damn it! Now I have to go find that. Okay. All right.
They called him Barbas.
Marbus
Yeah,
with an M.
they specifically refer to him as Dr. Barbas.
Did we ever look up?
No.
God damn it! If you Google Marbus, it's a demon.
Yeah, I'm
Shit.
looking at that right now.
Hi guys. What's up? All right, so I love this game so much. It's ridiculous how much I love this game. Yeah. I don't know if it's just you don't have the book on you. Marbus is in fact the name of a demon.
What does that demon do?
I'm trying to see if I have like a full-on explanation for that, but of course my PDF is going crazy. Okay, so who's got a cult 30 or greater?
I've got 70.
Okay, so I
I
would
have
say
50.
okay, you guys. All right, you guys are on the case. You're all of you know this. You start realizing and digging into this, and you realize Marbus. Now that you're going through the names and the seals, you go back, you take a look at the invoice, and you're like, "How the fuck did we not Oh my fucking god. Marbus is a demon, described as the great president of hell, governing 36 legions of demons. He answers truly on hidden or secret things, causes and heals diseases, teaches mechanical arts, and changes men into other shapes. He is often depicted as a great lion that, under the conjurer's request, changes shape into a man. I think, Bert, Fawn's the closest to just losing it completely. She was out of it. She had like a break yesterday. It was pretty good. Couldn't do anything. I think
This point,
I think Melissa froze again though, or else she's really. Yep, she froze.
yeah,
Okay.
she froze.
Right. We're getting a
I wanna
divorce.
show everybody
Yeah,
else
she froze.
the shut up. The business card.
So now you show it.
Yeah.
Now she plays her card.
So do you explain to them that when you looked at this and called this yesterday, when you looked at this yesterday, it had a phone number, it had an email address.
I'll tell them it had an email address.
Sorry about this for a second. We're just gonna leave it up. Sorry, it looks stupid and terrible, but
that it had an email address, it had a name, it had like a mustard mark on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is mustard a demon, Chelsea?
no, mustard's not a demon.
Mustard is a delicious condiment.
But now there has a demon symbol on it.
So we have 3 demons then: person, cameo, Marbus.
Uh-huh.
I have been googling.
We have potentially 4, but I don't know which this one is.
Welcome back.
I have been googling all of the missing patients' names, either just like the last name or something like that.
Okay.
Luckily, nothing else has come up.
Okay.
What do we know about Cameo?
Whatever you do, don't start Googling demons. Yeah, it's true. You don't know anything. Because Jeff doesn't know anything. Hang on. Let me look it up. Let me see if I have. No, it's, again, stuff's in a lot of different places. I'm trying to see if I have. Yeah, I don't have a passage to read to you for this one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Let me see. I have one other place to look really quick. Okay, he is the. Okay, so. He is a great president of hell. He is a good disputer. Gives men the understanding of the voices of birds, bullocks, dogs, and other creatures. And of the noise of the waters too, and gives true answers concerning things to come. He is frequently depicted as appearing in the form of the black bird called a thrush, but often changes his shape into a man that has a sharp sword in his hand. When answering questions, he seems to stand on burning ashes or coals when he's depicted in art and stuff like that. That's what you got for him. A good disputer.
And that was Cameo?
That was Cameo.
Well, yeah, this is the most recent one we just learned about. We just saw the business card. So now Album, of course, is going to be like, okay, so just to make sure I have this straight, I call, presumably, someone to help you with a phone that doesn't actually do any phone things or doesn't have any phone parts. And then a lawyer shows up, gets you out, and their card has no longer got their information. I'm assuming you tried to call this lawyer back. Did you find them?
I could not call him back because now there's just a demon symbol on it.
Right. But you don't remember the guy's name or the person's name?
I wrote it in the chat.
Alan B. Williams.
This is
you wrote it down, so I gave it to you. Alan B. Williams.
Yeah, but this is Album asking, not Derek.
No, yeah, I looked him up on, and there's nothing.
So, yeah, all right. And then I think Album would also notice the 6-1. Well, no, you didn't tell us about the clock being on 616, but if you explain the lawyer's information, the phone number, 616 is Michigan. Did you try looking up a Michigan law practice?
Yes, I did. Which doesn't make sense why we have a Michigan, but isn't like 616 has to mean something?
But you did that, well.
That's an angel number.
Michigan is the demon of automobiles.
616 is often called the number of the beast.
No,
it appears in the book of Revelation. No. 666 is like something
Sure,
different.
that's fine.
You already rolled and you determined it's not relevant.
Yeah, that could just also because Jeff didn't know off the top of his head. Sometimes you guys ask questions and I have to scramble, and if I don't remember something, sure. If you're googling it and it says 616 is the number of the beast, then damn it, who am I to tell Google they're wrong? Google, if you like to
Sometimes
sponsor the
Google's
stream,
wrong.
reach out to me at
There.
Twitter at @Lollygagging.
I have a headache.
Okay. Anything else you guys like to do? We're gonna put it at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's late. Guess you
I
get a
think
good
it's-
night's sleep, but
I did not get a good night's sleep.
you got a good
I had to take an
afternoon.
afternoon nap.
Yeah, you slept for like 8 hours in the afternoon, like noon to 8 p.m.
I can't think of anything else. I've broken everything that I had on my on my person, the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would want to go back to bed.
Okay.
I don't think we want to go driving by the church at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No,
And we don't have permission to get back in the Dorchester yet.
not yet. Working on that.
But we should probably eventually check in on Agent Exeter.
And Bryce.
Yeah, child bagger.
Okay. So you guys now have 2 hotel rooms. So, because Fawn, that was
Yes.
when she stormed out, she went and got one down the
Mhm.
hall.
Yep.
So, does everyone stay here? Do you guys split up?
Stay here, it's fine.
Chelsea, are you okay?
I'm not sleeping by myself.
No, I'll share the room with you.
Does the other one stay empty?
Oh, we can split the rooms. I'll jump over.
Okay.
Do 2 and 2.
All right. So who goes down the hall to Fawn's?
What are our room numbers?
Oh God!
I just want to know the answer to the question, Derek. Who goes down the hall
What
to
are our
Fawn?
room numbers
Who
first?
goes
Jeff?
down? No, you guys. Who goes
No,
down
they're
the hall to
pairing up.
Fawn?
Gender-wise.
What's that?
Yeah. Chelsea will go with Fawn, I'm assuming, Chelsea?
Okay. So it's so Chelsea and Fawn stay here. Album, Vessel, you guys step out into the hall, gentlemen, heading down to the hallway. You close the door
To room number.
and you look and you see.
I'm on the 6th floor.
I know. I just remembered that. That's why I asked.
I love this game. 618.
That's the room we just came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're the we're going two down to 616.
No. You're going down to 612.
Oh.
So you take a couple steps and you head towards Fawn's room. She gave you the key. And as you pass by the rooms on your left, even number, rooms on your right, odd number, you see 618, 614, 612.
God damn it.
Turn around, walk back to Chelsea's 612, 614, 618. Look to the other side of the hallway, 611, 613, 615, 617, 619.
Okay.
This is where I'm waiting for you guys to tell me.
Al, I think Vessel and Al are just staring at each other, both just like surprised Pikachu face. I'm gonna go back. Album's gonna go back to 618, knock on the door, and when they open it, he's just gonna say, "There's no room 616."
What the hell?
Exactly.
And Fawn will look just because,
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Yeah.
a clock in my room?
Sure.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. And what time is it on?
2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So you're in your room. Yeah,
this is like this is hell. This is like where do you want to sleep, but worse.
you got a hotel room. You said you just wanted to get a hotel room, so I gave you a hotel room.
Album is gonna go to. Are we? I'm assuming we're all gonna hang out in Chelsea's room for another minute or two. Album's gonna go to the hotel phone and call the front desk.
Okay. Call the front desk.
Yes. What happened to room 616?
Like, I'm sorry. What's that, sir?
I just noticed. I was just out for a stroll, can't sleep, and I noticed that it goes 618, 614, 612.
Oh, and you're just a weird quirk of the numbering system. Someone just misprinted. And yeah, we've never replaced it. By the time we noticed, it just kind of became a joke now. So, anything else we can do for you tonight, sir?
Album's gonna ask. Oh wait. Album's gonna ask that question that we all said to each other in the hallway in the night floor.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? I don't remember exactly how it went. Have you seen the yellow sign?
Have you seen the yellow sign?
Yeah, he's just gonna ask that.
Yeah. No, sir.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hangs
Hang
up.
up the phone. Okay, so you and Chelsea in the room.
When he hangs up the phone,
Okay.
can I do something?
I thought you said you went outside, but okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just double checked that there wasn't the room 616.
Okay, that's fine. What do you want to do?
I want to do a room dial 616.
Okay. It seems to have like an error, like there's no extension for 616. It's like you get like an automated message, like sorry, there is no extension. Vessel, roll a search. You're out in the hallway. You're looking around, going down, because there's the long hallway and then there's the cross hallway. You're over by like maybe they just put it somewhere else, kind of looking around, etc. You start walking back, and you can see the door open for room 618. You can see the light out onto the hallway, and as you're walking past 612, 614, you look on the wall between 614 and 618 that you and Album had just passed, and it was just a blank wall, tan, with a little green on the bottom. And you see a room, the room number 616, emblazoned on the outside of it. And that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for tonight.
No.
Hi, guys.
God damn it.
How's it going? I love this game.
Oh man,
I love this game so much.
Oh.
So fantastic. All right. So yeah. Whew. You guys all right? Everyone okay?
No.
Chelsea needs to look into who built this building now and see if they have any connections to demons.
I gotta tell you, that was an interesting episode because we basically sat around in a hotel room for 75% of it, but it felt like we actually progressed some stuff. Like you guys really, I like the idea of you and your characters are basically in the same situation at the same time.
Looking through
But
all of our notes.
what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? I think you're all just kind of digging through your notes and doing that pass. And there's still stuff that you could look into some more, but yeah, let's go from there. Make sure that you roll your D4 if for any of the skills that you failed, all that kind of stuff. While you're doing that, I will go ahead and plug some other things we're doing. Tomorrow afternoon, you can catch myself, Chelsea, Ashley, Melissa, and Long here back on our channel at 6 Central as we're playing Worlds Without Number. We got a hex crawl that we're kind of doing there, a little science fiction hex crawl, or sci-fantasy hex crawl, I should say. I think it's at noon on Sunday. Melissa and I will be over on 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, on Sunday. You can catch Melissa and I over on ttrpg Theater. We're going to be playing some Slay Industries. On Monday, we'll be back on our channel playing something. It's a surprise because I don't know what it is yet. And then next week, we'll be back for more Delta Green, unless all these people quit because I'm messing with their heads too much. But that's it for us. Let's see who's up. I saw Bert in the channel, so I guess he's done streaming. But let me see.
Oh my god, I just rolled 3 1s.
Oh, that's a shame.
No.
That's a shame. That's just, it's not your
Not
night.
only do I fail,
Wow.
You roll
Too
high.
much for the fail.
Yeah, you roll high when you don't want to roll high, and then you roll low when you don't want to roll low. You're getting it. You're
3
just,
of them.
Legendary.
everything is just all upside down.
I
So,
did that last week, to be fair.
all right, let's see who's up. Let's go ahead and do a raid. Who's up? Are the vendors up?
Yes.
They are? Why are they? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give them a raid. Looks like they're playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition, so we're going to go ahead and give our friends over there as a raid. So if you guys want to hang out, hey, Matt, thanks for coming by. We'll raid over there. You can watch some of the Pathfinder game, and then we'll be back next week for more Delta Green. If you're watching this at home or watching this like later on a VOD or YouTube channel or something like that, like, cool, thanks. Come follow us and try to find us live one of these days. But otherwise, good night, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.